Here we go. All right.
right, there we are. Good evening, everyone. Do we always say, just out of curiosity, do we always say like, all right, there we are?
Yeah, hang on, I got yeah. I mean, you know,
you gotta confirm that. Oh, yeah, actually, changing scenes in OBS worked. It's a surprise every time.
There we are.
There we are.
The stream's working. Oh, we're on. We're on. How to work this stuff.
I didn't. Yeah, well, I guess
like,
we
even
don't.
Though
because...
we've been doing it for 8 years, I think it'd be funny if we're acting like we don't know how to do it.
Yeah, well, we don't, because like I was just like fiddling around and like oh hey, look, Sandy's there, and not even thinking about the fact that the audio devices aren't on that scene, so they couldn't hear us for a second. So yeah. You're right. Even after as long as we've been doing this, we still don't know how to do it.
Yeah, we barely know how to do anything related to like computers or video or games or anything. Like barely.
we're just scraping by.
Shy Guy OC says a friend that I made a bet about Coury wearing a blue shirt. Is it usually? It's either usually blue or black, probably. Right. Those are the two options.
I'm actually wearing a blue shirt today. The blue bomber on my shirt, as it were. I was wearing this because I shot my on-camera stuff for the new video today. Yes,
which is just kind of like I don't know. It's hard to really explain it. I guess it's just a fun little ditty that's about a bunch of different things all at once.
Oh, why is that so big?
What?
I saw that Gaming Blows became a sponsor, but my...
But Gaming Blows has been a sponsor for 35 months.
Whoa. Well, I just noticed that it's, for some reason, way too big there, so I will resize it. There we go.
Broken now. Well, Gaming Blows says 1 month until the 3-year anniversary. I'll send my address so you can get me that plane ticket for my 3-year-old co-host and MLiG stream reward. I mean, maybe that's what we should do. We should have like a one-time Patreon tier that's like, oh, be on the stream. That would be. It's like it'd be a $2 a month tier, or $1.25. You're gonna pilot those wings, huh? Tonight. Yeah. That's what you're doing.
Yep, that's right.
Man, this game is beautiful.
I mean, do you? I mean, it is, but do you mean it?
I mean, not like what I'm seeing.
I mean, I think it is. I mean, it was a launch game.
Yeah.
I just wanted to play something chill tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not racing my perfect file, but I just wanted to play something that was like, I don't have to. We'll just rotate through the characters.
Yeah, I mean, I know almost nothing about this game. I do own it though.
Have you ever?
I've never played it.
You've never played it.
I may have done something with a jetpack before for a video.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can't say that I've really spent any time at all with this game.
I mean, I think it just controls so well.
Yeah.
It still just, to me, feels just, I don't know, just the feeling of moving around and flying in this world just, to me, still feels like as satisfying today as it was back then. And I never really took to the Super Nintendo game. I forget where you are on the Super Nintendo one.
When I got it?
Yeah.
I got it when Zelda came out.
Okay. What does that mean?
Exactly? I got a combo pack from Sam's Club.
Oh.
They had the system, an extra controller, and GoldenEye in it, and it was like in one of those blister packs, a big blister pack.
Huh. That's
and then I got
rather weird.
Zelda at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we had like kind of a big week of stuff we can talk about tonight. But first, Dad1153 with $5 says, I skipped Pilotwings 64 and I got my N64 in 96. Mario 64 tied me up until Wave Race 64 came out in November. You see the new Pandemonium doc? Poor Sega. So I started watching it yesterday, but I have not made my way all the way through it. And, it's rather short for one of his videos at an hour 7.
Oh.
Now, I spent most of my weekend, I don't know if I talked about it last week, but last week was the, kind of like a town-wide garage sale. And I got a pretty awesome pull-down projector screen for $5 that was in good shape. It was like apparently in these people's basement that it belonged to the previous owners, and they just didn't move it. And, it's big. I don't really know how big it is, but it's pretty big. But I mounted it, like, in a part of the basement over there, right around the corner and stuff. And it is...
you're using it with one of those 720p projectors that was in the projectors episode.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mounted the screen, and then while I was traveling this past week, I was like, well, if I mounted the screen, I should mount the projector too. But I wanted the projector to be, I could pull it down easily.
You could take it out because you want to take it outside sometimes.
Yes. But I got that all set up, and I spent all weekend doing it. I had to figure out a way to do audio, and I had a sound bar that I got a good deal on from a pawn shop about a year ago and was using it in the living room, but nobody was using it. So I brought that down and I mounted that above the screen, and it's just kind of cool. So I spent my whole weekend working on that, and then my whole family, we watched Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, on the projector?
Yeah.
Oh, how about
it's just 720p. I don't mind setting the Roku to 720p, and that's that.
Yeah.
It looks totally fine.
And that projector I sent you has pretty good punchy colors.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, the one that I kept is it's higher quality, but it's a lot darker compared to that one.
Well, if this projector dies eventually, I still have all this stuff set up where I could get another one.
Right.
Perhaps. Depends on how much everybody uses it, because a lot of times I'll just set this stuff up and spend all this time on it, and then we'll never use it.
I mean, do your kids think it's pretty neat?
Yeah. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to have some friends over, and they're going to, there's going to be a lot. So all the, my wife and all of my kids' parents, all the moms are going camping for a night. So I'm going to have all the dads here with all the kids. I figure we could, watch some stuff on the projector if it's too cold outside, but we'll do it on the house if it's nice out. Anyways, there was $10 from Tender Brew. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like we haven't seen Tender Brew in a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
But Tender Brew says, love Pilotwings 64, Stone Cold Classic. Great pick. Happy F-Zero 99 week. I've never been more happy in my entire life.
Well, that's impressive. Have you tried F-Zero 99?
So I tried it for the first time last night, and it's kind of neat.
It's neat. It's a little chaotic for me.
It is, but you know what I would like? I would totally take just a remake of the original game with all the tracks on that, just normal, and maybe put in all the cars from like GX in that engine. I think that'd be kind of a cool way to do it if they wanted to do it.
We know that Coury
F-Zero maker do that and then make it so you can make your own tracks.
We know that Corey's not an N64 guy, because if he was, he would know that the vehicles in GX are the same ones in X.
But I'm saying, like, yes, I know that they are, but there's more in GX.
Maybe a couple, like, related to the arcade
All the AX
stuff.
characters are not in GX. There's 50 in...
But, like, the ones that are just in GX, I mean, they're in X anyway.
Right. Well, I'm saying because there's, like, what is it, like Precia or something like that. There's, like, a bunch of characters that you could unlock by getting, like, high ranks in the story mode and stuff.
I see Triforce of Shadows say, so this is how you were supposed to play this game. Is this news to you?
But I'll tell you, like, I would if they released it just as, you know, like a single player type deal, I think it'd be pretty cool. I think it looks really nice.
I don't like how the background looks. It kind of bugs me. Like, it's like similar to the Super Nintendo game, but there's just like a lot of extra detail added to it that doesn't look right to me. But you know, I gotta be honest, like I've always felt F-Zero was at its best in 3D. I don't have that. I have a respect for the original F-Zero, but I've never like really loved it. I like the 3D ones much more. But it's cool. I mean, it's cool that
like if they made that.
Oh,
I would enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, I would too.
But you know, I dabbled in it a little bit, but I unlocked like the 99 mode. Like I played.
Yeah, I played like 3 rounds of that. I mean, my second attempt I got 5th place, but all my other attempts were like 40 something.
Right. So it's funny because when I was on, I went down to Florida for work. I was gone from like Tuesday to Friday, and I brought my Switch. I was like, oh, maybe I'll like start Undertale, or I'll play through Undertale while I'm gone. And like the entire time I played Vampire Survivors. And it is like, that game is like the most confusing thing to me. It is like...
Do you like it?
Yeah. And like half of the reason is like, I don't even know why I like it so much. It's like... And I'm not sure if that's how everyone else feels, because I mean, the game kind of looks like shit.
It does. Like that's what's kept me away from it.
It does, and like the gameplay loop is like super basic. But the thing is it's just like really fun to play. Like you don't even have to use the button. You just your character shoots automatically. You just control him with a stick. And it's just,
really?
it has a super basic. Yeah, the only time you have to press the button is to select things on the on like, you know, when you level up. And you can just use the touchscreen for that if you wanted to. But I mean, it doesn't look good. It just like it plays very, very basic. But the thing is, and I think the thing that makes it so much fun to play is it's constantly giving you new stuff. It is like constantly unlocking things. Like every time you play, you're unlocking something new. Either it's like a new like power up, a new weapon, a new character. Like every time you play, you're basically you're unlocking something new. And it's just really, really, it's just really fun to play. And it's a nice way to kill like 30 minutes. Because, you know, like the runs, if you like survive the entire run, you basically it goes for 30 minutes. Your dad says that's the first time I ever heard Corey cuss. And I mean, sometimes it's here and there, but
you get a little loose on the streams every now and then.
Accentuate, like, because it is like not a good-looking game, and not only that, but I mean, like, they know exactly what they're doing because like it does all this, and the game is like super cheap. It's just it doesn't cost anything. It's like $4 or something like that, and like maybe like $6 with all DLC.
Well, I hope for their sake it's not a Unity game. Probably not. Probably not.
I don't think so. I feel like it's like not on any engine.
Oh, like it's probably I mean, it's probably like Game Maker or Godot or something.
Oh,
I doubt it's Unity.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like
it's so basic.
Easily, like graphically, like be somebody's like first game. Like, hey, I'm just gonna do this thing. No, there's no slander going on. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit, but in a way that is, that it is like really fun, kind of amazing, despite how like basic and like ugly it is. I mean, it's like
it doesn't revel in its ugliness in a way that is appealing.
I think so. I think it is well aware that there is that it kind of like defies expectation in a way, because it's funny that it is like as popular as it is, because I find I can't believe anybody would just buy it without like some sort of word of mouth, or the first person who like started that word of mouth was like, oh man, this looks terrible. Like, let's see what this is all about. Like, I'll refund it on Steam if in a few minutes if it stinks, and then it's kind of like, this is actually really fun. And then that's where it started. I can't imagine it started out with somebody saying like, man, this game looks so awesome. I need to get this. This is like, I've been waiting for this.
Before you get back to super chats, I saw Mr. Do clarifying for Sephi that you don't dislike Vampire Survivors, you like it. It reminded me that there are a few games that appear on the CRTs in the background of my on-camera shot for the new video that Mr. Do should watch out for, because they are games that he influenced me to buy for good or ill.
Yeah.
I'll leave the mystery of what they are. Also, speaking of Mr. Do, this is pretty funny. I was reminded today that I when I was at Midwest Gaming Classic, I got the Quest. Was it like Brian's Journey? Like it's a sequel to Quest 64 on Game Boy Color. I have a soft spot for Quest 64, so I'd wanted to get that for a while. But I was reminded there's actually another Game Boy Color game that I forgot about. That's like kind of a puzzly game, and I'd never really looked it up before. And I looked it up, and it's literally Mr. Do, like the game Mr. Do, where you are a clown, a clown digging through the dirt. It is that, except you're Brian from Quest 64, which is a really weird thing to exist.
Anyways. Nana Cheesecake has been a member for 10 months in a row.
Whoa!
Creeping up on that 1 year. Saying happy Sunday, going into electric engineering in college. What cool thing should I work on later in life if this goes well for me? Give me some goals.
Ooh, I mean, you need to make, the
3DS,
the
console.
You can make your own like line of retro products. The Nanotink, and you can make the Nanotink 8K.
Yes, or the I don't know. Something to do with cheesecake, I guess. Maybe you should make. I mean, it's not electric engineering. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I was gonna say you should make like a cheesecake factory simulator, but that's programming. That's like maybe you could put that in Unity.
I mean, you could make like you could engineer a VR headset that you could use at the Cheesecake Factory to play.
Or that it only has the Cheesecake Factory, like a typical layout of a Cheesecake Factory.
But you only can play it at, because it's only installed in the Cheesecake Factory. So
and all it is the inside of a Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
That you're looking around and walking in.
Yeah, like you put on the headset.
And you have to be in an actual Cheesecake Factory to use it.
And you put the headset on, and it's like the visor displays like exactly where you are in the Cheesecake Factory. So it doesn't actually reveal anything new to you.
Yeah. Which I would make it even more fun.
I don't know if I've ever eaten at a Cheesecake Factory. I probably have.
I feel like I have. Like, I don't know. I get that. And like the old spaghetti factory, like, is that what it's called? Like the old spaghetti.
Yeah, I remember there's one of those.
OLDE.
Yeah, I remember like I remember you can see it like on the other side of the river in Cincinnati, right? If I remember correctly.
Not that I know of.
Back in the day, like I feel like maybe like from like the baseball stadium, although I think it's a different baseball stadium out there now.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that the old spaghetti factory was still. Oh, there's missiles in this game.
Yeah. When you're in the gyrocopter.
Yeah.
You sometimes.
Yeah, are you using the blue retro adapter with the N64?
I'm not, because I'm sitting so close to it. I'm actually using a controller that will be briefly in the new episode, because this one was sent to me, and it seems to be all like OEM Nintendo parts, similar to how the like the Coury GameCube controller and the ASCII Super Nintendo controller. This is the ASCII N64 controller, sold only in Japan as far as I know. And it's kind of neat, just because it's got the toggle switches on it. I mean, not that I really need them, but it's just kind of a cool controller. So it is an accessory that I use.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like this. There's a robot that I'll probably fight in the next class.
Oh, you fight it?
Yeah, you like. Well, I don't remember.
Boss.
I don't remember if it actually like shoots anything at you, but like you have to shoot a bunch of missiles at it and destroy it.
Oh, that's cool. It seems a lot better than what is it, Resort?
There's a lot more variety in this in terms of because that's only on Wahoo or Woohoo Island or whatever it's called. Whereas this has Holiday Island, Crescent Island, whatever the Arctic level is called. Plus, the big one is Little States.
Okay.
Which is, I think probably the biggest reason people were disappointed that it was Woohoo Island in the 3DS game, because it's like Little States is like, I mean, it's the entire U.S.
Yeah.
And, it's little, of course, but there's a lot of landmarks and Easter eggs hidden around it, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, Everfrost Island. This is the one I always forget about. This one is less interesting than the other levels.
Backflash is wondering if this is the Ultra HDMI. I'm assuming this is the N64 digital, right?
Actually, no. I mean, what you are looking at is actually just a basic non-deblur RGB mod. But it's going through the Retrode 5X.
Okay.
Because I've got the 4K hooked up downstairs. And what, like, this N64 is like the one system where I almost always use the optimize on the 5X because it's it has no I mean it has like no weird artifacts or anything, and it's literally just like as if you had an RGB deblur mod. Like it looks exactly the same.
I see.
There were some people in a group Discord of people who have the Tink prototypes that have been testing some stuff. Some people were testing N64 optimizations this weekend. Also, I don't know if he said this publicly, so I probably shouldn't say what, but Mike has been doing some really interesting testing this weekend. Something that would be very interesting to people with unmodified N64s.
I think I saw that Wobbling Pixels like posted up some screenshots that were just showed that it can basically do a deblur itself.
Well,
I think that he was showing that on his Twitter, but
I'm not sure exactly what he was showing. But yeah, anyway, Backflash, I said, is this Ultra HDMI? It is the system that has Ultra HDMI, but I just don't have the Ultra HDMI hooked up because this is my analog setup. So my other N64, which does have the N64 digital, it's hooked up downstairs. I just wanted to play on my PVM today. So yeah. That's why I'm up here with the RGB.
I see. Makes sense.
More rings.
What was it? Somebody asked me a little bit ago. Let me scroll up. Oh, asking about that new Contra game. And I like the first thing I thought was like, well, it looks better than Vampire Survivors.
Full disclosure, I edited not the Nintendo Direct trailer, but I did edit the other trailer, like the 4K trailer. Mm-hmm. So I have been in the know on that game for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Contra 4 a lot. I feel like Contra 4 looks significantly better graphically than this does.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a sprite art game is going to look a lot more timeless.
Yeah. I mean, I'll reserve judgment. I remember you had said oh, I'm working on something that's kind of cool. You'll be excited. And I'm excited at the idea, but I don't feel super.
If it was a sprite art game, I think
I think that would do.
That would be a lot different. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of people say this kind of looks like a Xbox Live Arcade game from 2007, and I mean, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're they were mandated. Oh, you got to use these specific tools for it. It's got to be this kind of a game. And
yeah, I have no idea.
I think it would be awesome if they did a Contra 4 console version that was just had the same level layouts and just as tall or whatever as
right. I mean, I would love anything that could make that game not be locked to one of my least favorite systems to revisit.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved the DS and the 3DS when they were the current handheld systems. I loved them. But they're kind of a pain in the butt to me now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some great games on them, but that hardware was something that, you know, it was good to me at the time. And now that, you know, I'm past it, I don't enjoy pulling it back out most of the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you compare it against like Hardcore Uprising, and I feel like that's like a way better looking game. Like it's that would have been a cool mix.
Again, you know, sprite art. I mean, that's.
I know. Why? I wonder why they couldn't.
Well,
why that was not like the approach that.
I suspect Konami has a lot of, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of creative say so.
Yeah.
But also, like, no one really, like, does anyone really do that art style other than Arc System Works? And, like, have they even done that in a while where it's, like, 720p pixel art? Like, it's such a cool look. I mean, it's one of the best, their games, like Persona 4, what's it called? Arena? That and, you know, of course, Hardcore Uprising, I'm sure a lot of people would be also like, oh, the Blaze Blue games, but I mean, I don't. The only reason I even have the Persona games is because the Persona, I don't care about fighting games. Other than Soul Calibur for some reason. Actually, you know what? Speaking of fighting games, Drum finally convinced me to. I mean, this is something I've been thinking about for a while, but he finally talked me into, because Lynn's been really into it as well. He talked me into getting, you know, it's not called Mortal Kombat 9, but Mortal Kombat 9. You know, the PS3 360 game, the complete edition, because like apparently like starting with that one, like I guess there's like this, like that's a really good place to start.
That's the reboot point. But I mean,
and
it reboots and that everything got so chaotic out of like 1 through 8.
But like apparently it's just like from that point forward, they're just like really fun movies, basically.
Yeah. I played them.
So, you know, I expect to be absolutely terrible at the games, but I look forward to playing it. Anyway, like I was actually surprised that there was like no like PS4 or Xbox One port. Like it's
right.
So I mean, I just went to Amazon, bought a new PS3 copy.
Yeah.
But he said that would be fun to stream sometimes because, like, you know, I feel like if we could stream, if it was legal to stream movies, and like me and Drum streamed us watching movies, I feel like we would have an audience because we have a lot of fun watching movies on movie night, you know?
Yeah.
And so he was like, you know, that would be really fun to stream because 1, you're bad at fighting games, so that'd be fun to watch. And 2, it's a movie we could watch together, and that'll be something a little different for a backloggery stream sometime.
Yeah, I mean, what I do with all of them is I just put them on like the easiest difficulty and play through the story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I played through 11 this year.
Well, Lynn says, I can't wait to see how Bad Try is at it. So I think there may be some desire for me to at least start on the default difficulty and see if I can do it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There was a $4.99 from Scott Davis. I haven't seen Scott in a while.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you.
Saying, switch to launch game speculation. Crossover, upgrade path style, or exclusives. What you hoping for? I love a new Star Fox and a new Zelda remasters.
I mean, I'm really hoping there's going to be a lot of free upgrades. I hope they'll be free.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be.
I think there's definitely like the Zeldas, Mario Odyssey. I think.
I mean, I could see them doing a Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, like complete edition or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I guess they're not planning any DLC for it.
By the way, did you see that there's, I guess, going to be a in Japan, there's going to be like I don't know if it's like a code or if it's all on cart, but there's going to be like complete Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition.
Oh, there is going to be?
In Japan, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I wish...
You almost have bought that Zelda Breath of the Wild
one. I mean, I tried to, and I ordered it, but then, like, they didn't have it, like, in the place. And they're like, oh, we'll give you, like, credit for it. And then they had it, like, a couple weeks later, and then I missed it. The real question about that Mario Kart 8, though, because, you know, with the Zelda, they would charge you... It was like $80. Yeah. It was like the price of the game plus the DLC. But if it was all on cart, like, I wonder how much they would charge for it, because how much the expansion was $20, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I actually haven't played through the most recent set of levels.
Yeah, I haven't.
I was thinking about, like...
I didn't even realize they were adding characters.
Yeah, the last update added Kamek, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. But, I mean, I hope that there's just free upgrades for most games.
I hope so. I mean...
I don't see myself, like, buying new versions of stuff.
I mean, it depends on what it is, but...
But I hope that all, like... I mean, it's got to be backwards compatible.
Oh,
and as long as it's, I hope that there's some sort of improvement to the frame rate on the old games.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Nintendo just being like, nope, we're just gonna put all the safeties on and make sure it clocks exactly like a real Switch when you play old games. You know, yeah. I hope that's not the case though. But I could see them doing it. You know, I mean, GameCube games run exactly the same on a Wii, so.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know, potential launch games, I mean, I've been saying that I think, like, there's an extremely high chance that, I think there's a really, really high chance that the next 3D Mario is, like, close to ready.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if it could be a launch game. I don't know if it would be like exclusive necessarily, but I could see it being a launch game. And you know, obviously they've been holding back details on Metroid Prime 4, so yeah, I think one of those two things will launch with it. I'm convinced.
Yeah. I mean, I would love a new Star Fox also, but I think it would be kind of cool if they, like, retooled Star Fox Zero for it to play without the screen. I don't know. Like, I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, like, I don't feel like Star Fox Zero would be that bad if you weren't forced to just, like, look at the gamepad almost the entire time.
Yeah, but, like, could it... I don't know.
I don't know if it could work.
I
mean, it would take, like, a complete retool of it.
Yeah,
Which it sucks because, like, what is there and that you don't have to use the gamepad for is, like, pretty cool.
Right, but then, like...
yeah, I just don't know if it's possible.
See, the thing is that I think...
I hope that it retells the story of Star Fox 64. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to go back and redo that storyline so that we, you know, in case for the people who forgot.
Yeah.
The two other times.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, even if you took out some of the gamepad stuff, like, the problem is, like, a lot of the new mechanics that they made are just kind of really just sluggish.
Mm-hmm. Well, I only played through it once, so what can I say?
Yeah.
There's also $3 from Baggish Schmidt saying, what's your take on the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake? Also playing the daily N64 Mr. Cores. It's been really fun to play. I have not played any of the daily cores yet. I haven't updated my Mr. I haven't, like, had it really on because I've been traveling for work, but I didn't.
It's my first.
I think the last thing I did was like 2 weeks ago. I think, but I have not tried the N64 core. Although I did install the newest Saturn one. Although I think a new one just came out today. Like in my digital dual stick RAM unit, but I haven't really messed around with it. I think it's pretty awesome, like what's being done with the 64. Like it's kind of amazing, and what is it? Robert Pipe is the person who's developing it. He's so good, and I love that he
what's the latest update you've seen on it?
Oh, I mean, it's like almost daily, I guess. Like it's very.
But I mean, like
Mario 64 running great on it now.
Supports
save files.
Like anything obvious wrong with Mario 64, or?
I mean, I'm sure you could try it, and well, I don't know. I don't know if you have a dual. I don't know if it needs dual stick RAM.
I don't have that.
Right. I don't think it needs it.
Does anyone know?
And Bagger Schmidt saying most games boot.
That's pretty crazy.
But it's gonna be really interesting because I think it's like progressing a lot faster than everybody.
Oh.
But in terms of the Thousand Year Door remake, when that trailer first came up, I was thinking, I wonder if it's going to be
the first
one and Thousand Year Door. Like I feel like it should just be both in one, because I mean, I don't know. The first one hasn't gotten a remake. I mean, it was on Virtual Console, but that's it. I just think it would have been made sense to do them both.
I agree. I thought it was the first one at first as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I guess the rationale is probably it's on Switch Online. The first one doesn't need a remake.
Yeah.
But I mean, Thousand Year Door is the best one. Although Origami King gives it a run for its money, in my opinion. I think Origami King is really, really good.
Yeah.
But Thousand Year Door is excellent.
Yeah. And I have a feeling it's probably just because it was less work to do it.
Well,
it's easier to.
It looks really good. John was a little sad that it was 30 frames per second because the original is 60, but it's not. To me,
it's not until next year, so maybe it will run better.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, since it is following the style of Thousand Year Door rather. Oh, come on, hit that here. Because it's following the style of Thousand Year Door, it probably isn't as visually complex as as Origami King, so it may be possible to get a better frame rate out of it, but it's the kind of game where it wouldn't really matter to me. I mean, 60 would be nice, but I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah. T-Soul also had a donation of $9.99. Thank you. Asking, have either of you played the Star Ocean 2 demo on Switch yet? Square should remake some of their other titles like that. Fantastic. Sad when I hit 3 hours realizing the game is over a month wait. I've seen some screenshots of the PS5 version, and it looks like crazy good.
Yeah, I actually downloaded the demo on Switch and PS5. And the Switch version is about what you would expect out of out of it. It feels, I mean, the shadows don't look amazing, and it's 30 frames per second, but it seems stable. PS5, on the other hand, feels like it should be a lot more than it is. It's 60 frames.
Oh, really?
It's 60 frames per second, but it's it looks like it's 1080p to me. It doesn't look as good as you would think. I was talking to John about it when he was testing out the Steam version, and he was able to make it 4K and I think 120 frames per second or whatever. But so even though the Switch version is obviously less good. It feels like it's maximizing the system more than the PS5 version is. I guess I hope that maybe the PS5 version could be better by the time it comes out, but it's still the better version. But I mean, it seems I love the art style. It's kind of like HD 2D, but it's also its own thing as well.
Right.
So it's a nice look. I really like the look. I wish the PS5 version were more ambitious, but that doesn't change the fact that it's a really, really nice looking game, and what they're trying to accomplish with it, I think, is really cool.
Yeah. I haven't tried it though. I mean, I already have it pre-ordered. I wish that we could get a physical of First Departure R though. I don't know why that.
Yeah, I actually didn't even realize that was a thing until not that long ago, and I was like, wait, really?
Yeah. I mean, I have it on the Switch, and I think it's on other systems now too.
Yeah.
It's a good version.
Yeah.
In line with, I guess.
I get so confused about all the different versions of the first game. Is there an English PS1 version of the original?
No.
Okay.
Second Story was the first one to come out in the US.
Was there a PS1 version?
You might be getting it confused.
There's a PSP version, right?
Tales of Fantasia. Because there was a PS1 version of that, but it got no English re-release.
But isn't there a PSP version?
Yes, PSP has the original First Departure, but there's improvements on it on R.
Okay.
I have First Departure on the PSP. But it would be cool.
I should probably get that. I mean, is that the only English version of the first one?
Oh, that's physical. Yeah.
Physical, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, and there's also, what is the second one called on there? It's not Second Departure. It's
by the way, this cloud that's directly above me. Did anyone else look at this cloud back in the day and think it looks like Yoshi? Is it just me? I think it looks like Yoshi. Does anyone else see that?
I see that, yeah.
Maybe more like a baby Yoshi? I don't know.
Second Evolution is what it's called on there. But I mean, believe it or not, I haven't played through any HD 2D games. Period.
I mean, I've only played through... Well, I've played through two. I played through Octopath 1 and Live Alive.
However you say it.
However you say it.
There's also $2 from Jonathan Hinson saying, Coury, I just bought Vampire Survivors on Switch because of you. Please don't make this a habit.
I mean, how much is it?
You know what? That $2?
It's $2? Like almost
the price of the game. No, it's not $2, but I think it's like less than $5, I think. It might be $5 now. I might have gotten it during its launch window where it had a discount on it.
I looked at that cloud for just a little too long. Hopefully it doesn't hurt my score.
$5 unless it's still on sale for $4. And you can get the DLC is $2. Not even $2. It's just, I don't know. It's 150% BDF. 150% big dumb fun. And I mean, I don't know. There's not really much I can say about it.
Can you beat it? Is there an end game?
Yeah, I think there is, but then it just gives you more like reverse levels. I've tried to stay away from reading the unlocks.
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, but apparently I don't know how to get. Apparently, there's like inverted levels, versions of levels. I don't even understand how that works for one, but I don't know how to get those yet. And sometimes things happen. Like I was playing this one level, and it like almost seemed like the game crashed, and then it took me to like another level or another area.
Huh.
And it almost felt like, like you're finding like something you're not supposed to be. I guess it's it's very difficult to explain the appeal of it. Does anybody else feel that way? Do you feel that it's very difficult to explain the appeal of Vampire Survivors? It's like you just gotta play it for yourself, and suddenly you're just spending time. It's like playing it an obscene amount of playing it for an obscene amount of time.
This is one of my favorite levels in the game. This is gyrocopter in little states, and so me and a friend back in the day, we always load up this level, and because you're not actually going through that much of the country in this level, in this part, but you can fly around the whole thing if you don't do the objective. And what we would do, we would like fly around, we would like fly like really low to the ground and really close to like hazards and buildings and stuff. We called it bond flying. Like basically like you have to do the most dangerous possible maneuvers and not die.
Yeah.
Like, because like the gyrocopter, like it made us think of Little Nelly from You Only Live Twice. You remember Little Nelly?
No, I don't recall it having that name.
That's the name of the gyrocopter.
Oh, okay. Demo Kirby with $2 asking the hard questions. Asking, Try, have you been to Wieners and Losers yet in Winston-Salem, North Carolina? I assume it's a hot dog place.
That sounds pretty solid. I haven't been to Winston-Salem in a bit, but that sounds like an enjoyable time.
Yes. Have you ever seen the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in person?
No. Have you?
Asking.
Have you?
No.
Do you think there's only one, or are there several?
I think that there's only and there's like they have like drivers, and the drivers like tour with it. They take it to different places. Oh, there's 6 or 7. Henry Clark is clearing it up.
Well, didn't it come up? It was either on a MLiG stream or a Backloggery stream. I can't remember. Like Oscar Mayer is like one of those like Berenstain Bears things, where like it is not at all. It's not Oscar Mayer. It's Oscar Mayer. Like look up look up the logo, and you will see how it is spelled, and you'll be like, that is not at all how it was spelled in my head.
I feel like it looks. I see the logo, and it looks the same to me.
And the logo looks the same, but like in my head, it's Meyer, like
M-E-Y.
M-E-Y-E-R.
Yeah.
But it's like Mayer.
Yeah, but I think
everyone says Oscar Mayer, but
I think that's how they even pronounce it in the commercials, and that's probably why.
Oh.
I mean, it was founded in 1883,
wow.
And it's known for its hot dogs, bologna, bacon, ham, and Lunchable products. I mean, my kids love the cookies and sweets in Lunchables. Like, yeah. Did you ever have Lunchables?
Sure.
Like the meat in them, it's like not even real. It's like partly like the ham that's in there is like partly like it's like translucent. Like you can kind of see through it in a way.
Really?
Like around the edges. I don't know. It's like it's.
I don't remember it being that
any
way.
better now, but it was. It was pretty gross.
It sounds profoundly unappealing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would not be surprised if the meat in like whatever like the ham or whatever that's in it is not if it's just 100% chemicals. But I mean, my kids always want it because they want like the Oreos and
the hot
other
fries.
crap in it. What's that?
The hot fries, they're also 100% chemicals.
Yeah, basically. Like they're like 0.001% potatoes or something like that. Something silly like that.
I don't think they are potatoes. I think they're like considered like a corn puff type thing.
There's also $1 from a long stream of text here that just says SLID B63. I mean, I'm pretty sure that SLID B6388 CFF 067D30AB has been watching for a while. They asking if the FF7 trilogy culminates in a Sephiroth redemption arc, would that intrigue you at all? I don't know. I feel like that would be too like easy.
Would it be easy? I mean, I never thought of that, but like I don't know if I would be super on board with it because like I mean like Sephiroth is so cool, so they want like I guess people would like want like, oh, he's so cool. I wish he was one of the good guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you play a game that the two main characters, it's like a team up game with Sephiroth and Wesker? Can you imagine that game?
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be funny if like it didn't try to like rationalize why it was even happening at all. I mean, just throws them into the game.
I mean, I can see those two together. By the way, I'm about to fight Mecha Hawk.
Yeah.
Again, I forget if he actually shoots at you or anything. But anyway, like the Separate Ways trailer for Resident Evil 4 that was in the State of Play.
I didn't even watch it.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that might be the first time we've seen Wesker in the RE engine.
Oh.
I mean, maybe like in one of those like weird multiplayer things.
Yeah. Or like an.
Oh, he throws rocks at you.
He shot him right in the butt. Right in the mechanical booty.
You shoot him and then he just goes, ah! He screams.
To clarify, Demo Kirby with $5 says Wieners and Losers is the largest private collection of Golden Age arcade machines pre-1984 on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Over 125 machines. Look it up.
Okay, he's told me about this place before. I was hoping perhaps they served super good hot dogs, though.
Oh, they do?
I mean, do they?
I mean, they better. Well, if they're going to have that name, they got to... They have access to some sort of hot dogs in the place. Look at that small city right there.
I mean, it is little states.
Yeah. So that's like the entire United States.
It's the I mean, you know, the contiguous.
It's a little version.
Yeah, but it's just an island. Like, there's no invisible wall. Like, it's not like Canada and Mexico just don't exist.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I think this game was made in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. This is from Paradigm Entertainment, who also did Beetle Adventure Racing and at least the first of the 3D Spy Hunter games. I forget if they did any of the others, such as Spy Hunter Nowhere to Run with
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I take Nellie on a walk, there's this, like, as we're walking down to the park, there is a boulder that says, and it has, like, carved into it, like, you know, the park name and, like, donated by so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Nellie's got to stop and smell it.
Yeah.
She's got to smell around it. And I'm like, oh, she's got to stop, see what this she's got to smell what The Rock is cooking. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, every time, though, she's got to stop at that rock. And, you know,
I mean, that is very funny. You should be
every time.
You should be proud of your dad joke there.
Yeah.
You
tried
know,
to go on a walk tonight, but then it started thunderstorming, had to run back.
Oh yeah, it was raining pretty hard most of the day today. You know, speaking of stuff that's funny,
it's my favorite kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know, so I'm doing the sponsorship spot for the video that we're going to release by like Friday or Saturday, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I wrote the spot last night and recorded it today, and I had not been like part of like the email chain with the sponsorship people or anything, so I'm looking it up for the first time and going through it to try to find like the details that I need to make sure I don't miss anything.
The beats.
And I saw that they were trying to sell Coury on doing a sponsorship spot for MeUndies. And
I wrote back and I was like, nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see Captain Chicken.
I mean, I had a whole thing actually written that I deleted in that, and I said, you know, like, I said, I wrote down, I said, my daughter is like almost a teenager. I don't want to do anything that is potentially like,
oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Ruin the next 6 years of her life. And I think that would qualify.
Yeah. But like I just
it's not a stealth ad unless, you know, I mean,
I've been thinking about it periodically all day, and I laugh every time I think about it. Like I mean, you know, to the sponsorship people, I'm not sure if the retro gaming community is the right place.
No.
For MeUndies.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
It's just,
it's not gonna happen. Like, nobody wants to see. Well, they were like, you know, you don't have to wear the underwear like on camera. And I'm like, you think? I mean, I don't think they're asking people, oh, you gotta, if you take this, then you gotta.
Yeah, but that's where your head goes, right? Like.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to do something like, I don't even want to talk about it. You're at an undies. You should get this. But I mean, it's you can go to the website, you know. But we said no. I said no. I was like, I don't think anybody wants to.
No.
Nobody wants to see that from us.
The sponsorship spot is actually for a service. I mean, I'm not going to say what it is, but it's for a service that I've actually been subscribed to myself for more than a year.
Yeah.
So it's like a genuine sponsorship spot. I'm not like just trying out for a little bit before we shoot it.
Well, it's funny because, you know, when I was down in Florida, I stayed with my brother. And my brother lives alone. So he's like, you know, he works every day, like 7 in the morning until like almost dinner time or whatever, or however long it takes him to deliver mail. Some days it's longer, some days it's shorter. But he said, you know, he had nothing to eat in his house, nothing to eat or drink. So much so we had to go to the grocery store so I could get stuff for the 2 days or 3 days that I was there. And he's like, well, I just eat everything that I have. And when I have like absolutely nothing left, and that's when I go grocery shopping. And like, which is completely opposite of like how we do things in this house. Like my wife is like way into Trader Joe's like pumpkin pancakes and stuff that they only sell it like for like a certain period of time from like August to like beginning of December or something like that. And she goes and buys like enough boxes of this pancake mix to like last all year. So we like, you know, if we were doing it stuff my brother's way, you know, I don't know if we'd be able to function. But he's like, oh, maybe I should get, you know, one of these services that's like, you know, what we're going to be doing in the sponsorship. I'm like, well, if you're going to do it, like wait a couple days.
Oh yeah, you could get 50% off.
Yeah.
You know, I remember this mission is called Dark Cave, and I remember like oh man, I think that's the first time I've like bumped into something this stream. I remember like I could just like hardly, if at all, see him here on my TV back in the day.
I see Erica saying we're keeping Costco in business here, and you know, like we had a Costco membership for like a minute, and then we realized that like every time we went there, we were just spending like so much money, so much so that you only had to go every like once in a while. But I found myself wondering whether or not if you like, you know, you can buy like these large amounts of food, right, or like products, and I found myself wondering, like, if you had actually bought this much from someplace else, would it roughly equal the same amount of money spent, or is it just like seems like you're getting a deal because you have to buy like only the gigantic amount?
I mean, surely it's a deal, right? It's gotta be.
I mean, I wonder if it's not even that different.
I don't know.
I see the EB Chill with $10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying I impulse bought Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 HT this weekend. Not sure why I did it.
I mean,
I can relate. But I did not buy that.
I mean, I have an Asian physical coming out. I think that's the only physical. Well, there's probably a Japanese one, but I think the version I ordered was Asian, not Japanese. I don't think there's an American or European physical.
I think there's a European one.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm getting. It's already shipped, but I mean, I'm glad because I mean I really like Batten Kaitos 1 a lot. Like, I think it's great. I think it's got a really, really fun battle system, and it's like one of the last great pre-rendered background games. You know?
Yeah.
Like that style sort of died off a bit.
Yeah, it's cool that they are doing it, but I understand that this version does not have like the English voices. It's just all Japanese voices.
Which the English voice, well, that's good. The English voices were like among the worst voice acting I've ever heard.
Yeah, like they were a joke within themselves.
Yes. So I don't mind that. But it's a really good game. The second one, I regret selling.
But the second one's a prequel, right?
It is.
Origins, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know that. Like, it's it's called Origins here. I didn't know it's called Baten Kaitos 2 in Japan. Thus, I guess the title of the collection. But Hermanao says I played the original volume down. I mean, you can turn off voices, but that only applies to like story like text box voices. Like in battle, they still talk no matter what you do. So it's good actually that they're still English. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving the second game, the prequel game. I'm looking forward to giving it a fair chance. I feel like it deserves it. Where the heck did the ball go? Where did it go?
I think it's above you.
Oh,
now it's
wait, no.
behind you.
No, there it is.
But I'm on a delay here, so I do not know.
Oh, it's fallen into sort of a bit of a tight spot. Ooh. This is not. Nope. This is not an ideal situation.
Not an ideal situation. But yeah, I think I had that one ordered with. I think I ordered a bunch of Play Asia stuff, like at one time, and that's just like one.
Yeah, like that. My package that I ordered has Ghost Trick, Baten Kaitos 1, 2, and Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack.
Yeah, this for me it has. So it looks like it has Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name.
Oh, is that out?
No, it's not out till November 9th.
Oh, okay.
I have all these like in one big order.
I think I
along with Devil Engine Complete Edition.
Oh, okay.
And Dodonpachi Blissful Death Reincarnation. I love that name. Blissful Death Reincarnation.
Wow.
So all that's like in one big order.
This mission is not going super well. Now they talking about how great the soundtrack is for this game. We haven't, but it is super great. Maybe I should tell this. I don't know if I've ever told this on MLiG stream. I've definitely told it on a backlog stream because some people think this is one of the funniest tri-stories that they've ever heard. So I'll tell it again, regardless of whether I've told it on a MLiG stream or not. One of the bonus modes in this game is called Jumble Hopper.
Yes.
You say yes. Are you aware of this?
No.
Okay. So Seppi says, "Here we go." I think Seppi likes this story. So back in the day when I first got Jumble Hopper unlocked, basically Jumble Hopper is like you have these like spring-loaded shoes, and you do these like super crazy like space jumps, and the goal is to get from like one end of the country to the other, basically. And I unlocked Jumble Hopper. I forget exactly what you have to do to unlock it. I think you get like all gold and like certain classes or something like that. And I unlocked it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this music is amazing. And it's this really kind of it's really kind of a goofy. It's like goofy, and I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know. It's cool, but it's also goofy at the same time. In retrospect, it's not that amazing, but it's
You worked so hard to get it.
I worked so hard to get it, yeah, and I'm just like, oh, this music's so good. And so I call a friend. Why am I missing one? How am I missing one?
Is it like that scene in Back to the Future? You called your friend. You know that new sound you've been looking for? Laughing out of your TV.
So I called my friend, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I unlocked Jumble Hopper, and the music is just it's amazing. It's so good. And and so like he's like, okay. And so I put the phone up to the speaker. Like, I just like leave my TV. I leave it by my TV. Like I sat there for a bit, and then like I left the room. Like, I come back like 10 minutes later, and my friend is no longer on the phone.
You're like, wait, he's not on the phone? You hung up?
Yeah, I put the phone next to the Jumble Hopper, music coming out my TV speaker for like 10 minutes. I mean, I guess it's, not unreasonable.
Like, you gotta hear this. I mean, it's funny because I can't imagine, like it's still going. I mean, do you understand? I mean, do you feel like you get it now?
Of course. I mean, even at the time, I'm like, okay, I get it. But
yeah,
I mean, it was like, I mean, it's not that I was like, it's not that I felt like he was like being rude or anything. Like
other things to do.
I realized how silly it was.
Yeah. Immediately after, you realized that, like, you immediately realized when you came back, and like,
I was like, oh man, I left the phone by Jumble Hopper for like 10 minutes. Well, I mean, I knew it was 10 minutes because, the game has the clock in the corner.
Oh.
And the fun, like that's the kind of.
Do you think that the tune is nearly as sweet for somebody who's not worked for it?
Definitely not. That's part of why it's so funny, because it's like it's definitely not like it's amazing.
Yeah.
How long do you think you listened to it for?
Been trying to get it for so long.
I don't know. But
is that same save file, that perfect save file, the same?
Oh yeah,
that's the same save file that that you.
It made? Is this very cart.
That's funny.
I mean, let me back out. I mean, while we're talking about Jumble Hopper, I'll load my perfect. Well, and it's also like, it's like the hardest one of these to unlock, you know?
Yeah.
So let's see, is the last one Little States? Yeah.
Really, well, you're looking for that really quick. Robert Carlson, my grandfather, donated $5 to Super Chat and just said, "Goal."
So I don't even know how to describe this music. Maybe people in the chat can come up with better words to describe music than I can. But yeah. So I thought this was so amazing that I had to make my friend listen to it for like 10 minutes.
Those flips.
But it's really kind of silly music. And what's sort of funny to me about that story is like how funny people seem to think that story is. Like I guess it just seems like a very try kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That I would do.
I mean, can you just imagine like calling somebody up, playing this music, and just like setting the phone down and going and doing whatever you're gonna do for 10 minutes.
It's like
for like somebody who like probably does not care at all.
Well, I mean, you know, he was into game music and stuff, and he was into Pilotwings. He hadn't unlocked this yet, you know.
Okay.
So, but like this music gets like really like it just like got out of this like really silly like almost like circus.
How long is it though? Is it like a 10-minute piece?
It just looped.
Okay.
So
like, it's like a minute and a half.
Yeah. So like it gets into this like really silly like almost circus like part, which is like super not cool. But like I don't know, at the time I just thought, oh, this is
kind of clownish.
It's a little clownish, yes. It's jaunty. I see jaunty thrown out there. I see bodacious thrown out there. Yes.
I mean, clownish music, I don't know if I can listen to clownish music outside of the context.
But it's only like clownish for like part of it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, I just thought this movie was
part of it?
Like the first part's pretty cool. And then like it gets a little silly, I guess. But like I just thought it was so cool. And then, but the funny thing about that is, like, again, like, it's just, like, to me, that comes across as, like, a, well, you had to be there story. Like, it's not, like, funny, like, telling it after the fact, right?
Yeah.
But Drumblick obviously thought it was very funny. And, like, it's, ever since I told that story, the Jumble Hopper music is his ringtone for me.
Oh, okay, that makes yeah, that's funny.
So the story has lived on.
Yeah. Do you still talk to this friend?
I have not. I haven't heard from him since Super Mario Galaxy came out. We just, you know, we weren't on the. You know, it was before texting was common, or at least common for me. You know, I had a flip phone. Texting was a pain in the butt, you know?
Yeah.
It was before texting was common. I wasn't on Facebook, and, you know, obviously he stopped using AIM after a while, so, you know, just haven't caught up in a very long time. Oh, man, I got perfect score. Oh, I guess that's my old perfect score. But anyway, back to
1153 says this looks like body harves. So, you know, abbreviating body harves.
Oh yeah, well,
body harves.
I mean,
body harves.
But I mean, yeah, I could see that in a way. I mean, the cool thing about Body Harvest is just like how large and open the world is. You know?
Yeah. The old body harves.
It's an interesting game. I mean, it's really the prototype for what became. It's a very different game, but a lot of the elements, you know, are what became GTA 3.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's it's from DMA Design. Back when we did the before and after series, I was going to do that for Body Harvest. Even though I've barely played GTA 3, I don't even own it.
I mean, apparently GTA 5 just turned 10 years old.
I saw that. And to think, a game of that age, from 2 generations ago is the game that Sony led like their big PS5 reveal presentation with.
Yeah.
That was just the biggest, like, what are you even thinking?
That gets me thinking, though. 10 years ago. So that means we got 2 weeks until the channel's 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from today. So we get to stream on that.
Oh, really? Is October 1st a Sunday?
Because the 5-year was on a... Or it says, yeah. I mean, 5-year, I thought it was 7 years or whatever. It's like when you'd have the days repeat. But no, it's saying October 1st is a Sunday.
Well, that's great.
So I'm going to like really make sure to... I think it'd be fun to get like my setup tour out like by that day or on that day.
Yeah, maybe the day before.
Yeah. I mean, if I can, like this video that we're just like cranking out this week will be out this week.
Yeah, it'll be out Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Because for the sponsorship spot, we said it would be the 3rd.
We can get it done. If we get it done faster than it can be really out whenever we want.
Right. I'm skeptical if we'll actually get out any faster than that, but...
But I'm gonna like really make a point to get that out by that day.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, you know what? Like, since it's been so long, should I just like share that 8-minute preview like right in the chat right now that I did of like the the tour video that I put out a almost 9-minute like preview version of like the first 9 minutes of the tour video.
Your tour video.
Right, of my tour video. Because like I was working on it and I wanted to was trying to get it done before a certain time, and then now we had to pivot to this other thing. And anyways, like if you want to watch it, you can. Let me just make sure that this is it here. Yes. Okay. All right, but I put it up for like patrons and stuff. But if anybody wants to watch it here, they can watch it here, because it's been like that was uploaded on 2 weeks ago, and this video will be out, and then it's going to be like over an hour though, I think. But if anybody would like to watch that or bookmark that for later, they can do that.
It's kind of like the setup. You don't actually get to see that much of the new setup, but it's like setup for the setup.
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool. It goes through like all my previous
setups.
So if people feel like they want to check that out either now or like after the stream or whatever, they can. It's just, and I think that, like starting with this video that'll be out this week, we're gonna like be doing all of our videos in 4K from now on.
Wow.
I mean, that's my goal, is to like do everything in 4K now.
I mean, basically yes, but like Analog Frontiers Part 4 won't be because the others weren't.
Right.
There may be exceptions.
Yeah. But for the most part, I think that. So.
Did I play Animal Crossing on N64? I mean, not back in the day, because it only came out in Japan, in Japanese. But I I do have a cheap, it's a cheap game to get, so I do have a fly through 8 rings out of 15, then land on the landing point. You must fly through 8 rings to see time points. Does that mean like no more than 8 rings?
There was $10 from Robert Hernandez. Thank you. Saying, "Oh my God, it's happening! Corey's room tour." Yeah, I mean, I've had materials for it for a long time, and but
I even make a mention of it in
this video. So the video that's coming out this week is a video that we had not planned on doing, but when we take on like a sponsorship, we try to make it so it's not. Whoa, that like was so loud. That was so loud.
They brought Sandy into the room.
This video that we are doing is just something that we didn't even like plan on doing, but when we do a sponsorship, we want to do it on a video that's just kind of doesn't cover like things that we were like it doesn't solely revolve around like something. Oh, we were sent this to like review. So it's more of a kind of a greatest hits, or like also like different things that we just like gaming accessories that we use the most.
And a lot of it is stuff that we haven't talked about before.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting in that way, but also there are, I actually had to kind of stop myself a few times while working on the script, because I was like, this is like getting too much into room tour territory. I can't get into all this detail because, it's not meant to be like the longest video ever or anything. Just kind of meant to be like, hey, the idea behind it is like, okay, we've looked at a bunch of stuff over the years. Like, do we still use all of it? Like, what are the things that we still actually use the most?
Yeah. And like, I think that at the end of my last section, I do kind of like a
lightning round.
Lightning round. That's the word I was looking for. I was looking at my script to do it, and it's just like a whole bunch of different random things.
I wonder if some of the things that you cover in this video will make you think like, oh, that element doesn't need to be in the tour video now.
No, I mean, it's certain things I think that, I mean, like I mentioned certain things. There's some stuff that will go hand in hand with that, but like I don't think it's gonna like step on any toes or like make it less relevant for the tour video. I probably go into more details on certain things, like the blue retro stuff. Like I don't really explain what the blue retro receivers are in the tour video.
Right.
But here I just like, show them a bit more. So, I don't know. And I could, like, there's certain things that will be like mentioned in both places. It's just like
a light and fluffy video.
Pretty easy thing. And it's been a while since we've both been in a video.
Yeah.
So I think that this is kind of a.
But I think like
nice way to get back on the horse.
I think especially for like my analog video setup that's in this room that I'm streaming from right now, like some of the stuff I'm going to be showing in it, might actually kind of be like the most some aspects of my setup have been shown before. It'll be very brief in a lot of ways, but people can maybe think of it as a little bit of a teaser for my updated room tour, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Just a taste.
Yeah. Mr. Bianchi was at the he did the sponsorship at the in the ROM hack video, but this will be, I think, the first full video that you've been in like since the year-end video.
Yes, it's embarrassing. I took on more outside MLiG work this year than I thought. I thought it was something that I could handle, and I couldn't. I couldn't do both at the same time as much as I thought I could. So, but that those projects are behind us. So it's going to be getting back to business as usual, starting with this video.
Yes, that is the goal. But looking at the script, it looks like it's, right around like 14 pages, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know how long that ends up being. I mean, it's probably going to be over 30 minutes, whether we intended it to or not.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think my stuff is probably going to add up to, my best guess is like 25 minutes probably. So, which I wanted it to be more like 15, but yeah, you know us, we can't be too, as much as we wish we could be a little briefer, we aren't so good at
it. Joshua Eichert has been a member for 7 months in a row.
Wow, thank you.
Saying, you guys have any spooky games planned for October? I'm playing through Signalis this year. I've heard it's fantastic.
Outside of the backloggery streams, not necessarily. We tend, on the backloggery streams, we kind of start to celebrate the spooky season in September, because there's never enough days in October, enough stream days in October. So I've actually been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake for the first time. Which has been great so far. I'm like halfway through the castle, or I say halfway. I don't actually really know how far, but yeah, that's been really fun. Kind of debating actually whether, like, since Separate Ways actually comes out next week, maybe I should stream that after finishing the main game. But after that, like, I don't have any plans, because the rest of the October backloggery streams are going to be taken up with Drum finally playing through Alan Wake. And I think he's going to love it.
Good stuff.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, right now, I'm like, my main gaming pursuit outside of streams right now is Lunar.
Yeah,
one of my pledge games, and I'm mostly planning to focus on my pledge games between now and the rest of the year. But
yeah, same here, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, aside from like Mario RPG Remake and Mario Wonder, like, that's basically my plan. Although I'm sure some things will come along that I decide to play that I didn't necessarily expect to get into, but I wouldn't mind playing another, like, another spooky season appropriate game during October after I finish Resident Evil 4. I don't know.
Yeah. John H is asking with $9.99. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, is this going to be the controller Blue Retro wireless video, Coury? Looking forward to the room tour videos. So.
It might kind of be in lieu of
I almost feel like I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I could do a dedicated Blue Retro video, but I understand there is, I think it's Humble Bazooka is working on one, like a Dreamcast one that has like VMU memory built into it, kind of like how the N64 has the memory unit built into it. And like, I think that when that comes out, like, I might be more inclined to revisit it in general. But also, I mean, the thing is like, I want someone to make a PlayStation 1 and 2 version that is not retro scaler, because retro scaler is like the only one that has PS1 and 2 versions that are like actually have like molded plastic on it. And so I went on Amazon and bought the Blue Retro receivers for the PS1 and PS2 that were being sold by somebody else I was trying to avoid buying from Retroscaler.
Is that one of those clone companies or something?
Retroscaler is Kaiko.
Oh, okay.
So I want somebody else to make one, I guess. I have both a 8BitDo or 8BitDo PS1 adapter and the Brook adapter. Those and the 8BitDo is mentioned in this video, but I don't know if there's been a firmware update. But currently, like last time I tried using the 8BitDo version, it like causes some issue with the MemCard Pro, so I didn't use it anymore. But there may have been a firmware update that fixes that. It made it so that it didn't it wouldn't like see the memory card correctly, or it wouldn't be able to. It would see the memory card, but it wouldn't be able to load from it correctly. And a big thing also is that it only works with like DualShock 4 and DualSense. It doesn't support the DualShock 3, which is like silly, but I tend to like to use that because it is closer, like it feels closer to like those systems controllers. Mm-hmm. But also, and here's something that I talk about in this video, that I'm using the Brook adapters because the Brook adapters are the only ones that support pressure sensitivity on the buttons, on the face buttons, which is, you know, if you're going to be playing PS2 with it, like that's pretty much what you want if you're going to be playing like Metal Gear Solid 3 or something.
Yeah.
So that's a big selling point for the Brook stuff.
I really wish I had known more about the Blue Retro stuff. Like, you've talked about this a lot, but like I just hadn't been paying close enough attention, I guess. And you know, I really wish that I had gotten the Neo Geo one.
Well, Humble Bazooka is making more.
Okay,
and
because they're sold. Like, let me know when those go up, because like.
Well, what you need to do
is you need to
go to Stone Age Gamer and set.
I did
an alert. Okay, then that's all you need to do. I mean, I use it with that new controller that came out, and it works great. It's literally just sync it, and it like works exactly the way that it should. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I highly recommend getting the Humble Bazooka released these new Saturn Blue Retro controller receivers that work great, and they have the first ones that he's done that are molded plastic, and they look gorgeous. Like, they just like look so good. Because all the other stuff like looks really great, but it's all 3D printed. Mm-hmm. But this is like the first time he's had like a mold done. So, and I understand he's taking a big risk in doing it. So I think I've retweeted when he's had them on sale, or they've been restocked at Stone Age Gamer. And if you like the Saturn, you should definitely do that. And you can use them with the 8BitDo M30 Bluetooth version. So if you want to use that controller specifically for Saturn games, now you can.
And there is that Saturn colored version. Yes,
exactly. Or you can use it like I have one. I use it also with. I got two of them. I use one of them with I put a mod kit in one of my Saturn controllers, like the 8BitDo mod kit, and it works great. That's how I played through Police Knots. Except for the gun parts.
It's so funny that, you know, you I believe you have often called the Saturn controller like the best controller ever, at least the best D-pad. But like now you're all like, oh, I want to use an 8BitDo M30 with it.
Yeah, but I'm using the Saturn controller with the mod kit in it.
I
had a white Japanese Saturn controller because, you know, I was using the Retrobit one for a while, but I don't know what happened. Like, something messed up on the shoulder buttons where it didn't click. You could still like register the button press by like tapping a shoulder button, but it didn't move at all. and it's like the worst feeling. You know, there was $5 from Container 7 that just said cheers. Cheers.
Well, cheers.
Thank you. And also $5 from Mega X6.
Thank you.
With no per usual, no message.
But not per always.
Not always.
But thank you. We appreciate it when we have nothing to say that week.
Yeah. But what I have been doing, you know, I see the Urameshi saying the same thing happened to mine, Coury, both my Saturn and Genesis Retrobit controllers. And, you know, like, it's true. It's true. But recently I've been, you know, like, I have like multiple options for the Genesis, but I found myself wanting to use like a 3-button size controller. But I think it was like during one of the streams a couple months ago where I was using the big 6, and I realized that the diagonals on the D-pad are like really bad.
Oh yeah?
Was it when I was playing Quackshot maybe?
That sounds about right.
And it was it's just like did not work well. So I was like, well, I really want to use like a 3-button. And I checked, and I have like the 8BitDo retro receiver for the Genesis. And I checked, and there was a recent firmware update that lets it work with the Switch Online Genesis controller, which is great.
Yeah.
So I have it working with that too.
Nice.
Eric's asking, any interest in the Retrobit Saturn pad with the sticks? I mean, if it comes out, but I don't know. What I want to know is, like, so recently somebody made a like a 3D controller mod that like lets it work with USB-C, because like the Saturn 3D controller has like that removable part for the controller, or for the wire, and you can pull it out, and somebody made one that works with USB-C. I'm wondering if somebody could make like a wireless version of that. Because if somebody does that, then I can use that with like, say, like a Blue Retro adapter, which from what I understand, like the Humble Bazooka dongle does support analog controls. So if somebody made that and it works with it, I would totally, like, wouldn't even care about the Retrobit controller at that point. There's $5 from Ariel Mendoza. Thank you. Saying, love the stream and following forever. Making great merch for Limit Run LRG, Limit Run Games, Retro RGB, Humble Bazooka, Retro Tink. Can I produce some merch for you guys?
Oh.
I
didn't know you'd been working with them.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, send us
send us
some
an email
deets.
or reach out to us on Discord if you. I mean, sure. I mean, we could talk about something. That's always like the hardest part is that, like, we've talked forever about like doing shirts, but we don't even know what we would put on the shirts because we don't want it to like. We don't like our faces on it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have a shirt with our dumb faces on it because that doesn't mean anything. So it just needs to like, we just need to figure out something that would work in terms of and like I know that somebody said, you know, like, oh, we can make shirts. There's to say, like, you know, too real to be real, stuff like that.
I mean, I love the idea of a too real to be real. Oh man, I didn't do a very good job there. I love the idea of a too real to be real shirt.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of a design. Like, I had an idea in my head, like, for a design for that, for a too real to be real shirt a few months ago, and I tried to see if I could execute, and yeah, I couldn't.
Dog heads on your bodies. I mean, that would be interesting.
Wait, what?
Kayla Gamer is saying you can put your dog's heads on your bodies.
That'd be a little weird.
That would be pretty funny though. Make a hidden gem shirt. Chroma Luba, Grog Jimbo.
Yeah.
and Bilb. So I mean,
like what would it be funny to have just like a Chrono Trigger, like it looks like an official Chrono Trigger logo shirt, but it just says Chromo Trigger.
Yeah, that would be very funny.
like it looks like a legit like first party Square Enix thing, but it just says Chromo Trigger.
What about you guys in sprite or polygon form? I mean, that'd be more interesting, I think. You know, the Long Island Retro.
Yeah, like I could see like us in like a Final Fantasy 7 or Resident Evil 1 sprite style or something like that.
Yeah,
that could be fun, I guess.
I'll tell you though. I mean, like I haven't really put it out there, but there is like stickers on our website, on our web store. But we got the stickers from Sticker Mule, and they're good. They're great. But you know, I signed up for this thing that they do where they will send you text messages, and you get like a certain amount of like merchandise that they sell, like with your logo or whatever you want on it, for like way off. It's like a lightning deal essentially. Mm-hmm. And every time I get one of those, I'm like, oh, it's like $20 for like these pins. Like these, like I got, and I just like got them, and you know, like they're in the MLiG, and they're not in the store that you can buy. They're like in the MLiG store in my house. You want to see what the MLiG store looks like in my house?
What does the MLiG store look like in your house? I do not know. This is a really tough mission. I'm shocked that at some point when I was a kid, I mean, the file is on there. I somehow got a perfect score in all missions. Somehow. 870 no sign.
They're not counting the like the Blu-Rays because they don't fit in here. But this is the MLiG store. I mean, inside this wooden box. It was crafted in 1967.
my MLiG store in this house, I can't bring in here because it's too vertical IKEA Besta cabinets.
So these are those pins that I got made. I haven't done anything with them, but they're just little. Can't really see because it's not going to focus on it, but.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, right?
I want one.
Yeah, I can send you some of these, but we should put them.
I mean, I'm going to see you you next month, so just bring them.
What's that?
I'm going to see you next month, so just bring them.
And you know, we got the stickers. These are the stickers. And the thing is, like, so I just got one of those offers for like our stickers, but you can where it's all white around it, you can get glitter in there.
Whoa!
So I got some glitter stickers coming.
Glitter stickers?
Whoa. Yeah, only 50 of them though, because it's like 50 of those stickers for $20.
Where the heck are more?
But you know, so not only do we have like the big stickers, but we also have the tiny stickers that these aren't for sale, and I always stick these in with the Blu-Rays. They're the small stickers.
Why?
And I haven't put them on the store, but like we have a handful of Blu-Rays that are signed.
Oh yeah.
I haven't done anything with it. The pins are like they're just plastic.
MLiG shirt with PS2 font. I mean, that's actually kind of a, like, I could see like the MLiG logo done with like different console logos. Like that would be
that would be cool.
Just the words MLiG with, you know,
like My Life in Gaming, like as like
Sega
like in a Genesis logo or you know,
or just the
like
general Sega font. Yeah,
like
I mean that kind of thing could be neat.
I would like I could go for that. Just or so the VHS. I mean, I've thought about this, like, you know, doing like small runs of like
those are
2 or 3 episodes like on a VHS. But I feel like if I wanted to do that, I would have to figure out some sort of packaging option, and I don't even know how I would begin to do that.
I think there's rings right at the start of the level or a trap.
But I mean, I have all these VHS tapes and they're not going anywhere. You know, I want you say Disney clamshell, but I don't think you can buy them anywhere anymore. I mean, I don't know how many people have ever seen this. I mean, I don't like if you've been watching since the beginning, you know of the existence of these. But we made 50 of these how to be VHSs. Like, I want to say like we made these in 2015.
It was a pretty good while.
It was like right after I moved here. And it's like it's a Disney style clamshell.
And you got some of the like the last ones out there.
This is number 1 of 50.
Came from like some place in Michigan. Those clamshells.
They're not there anymore.
I know.
But see, it's real, and it's like the whole thing. I mean, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube on our channel if you wanted to, but yeah, I mean this is the real deal right here. Definitely like one of the coolest things we've ever done, I think.
Yeah, but you know, definitely time consuming in terms of
right, but you know, like,
and with inaccessible parts, but still, it's
yes,
not something that's. I mean, we've got the tapes, but it's time consuming, and then also, what about the packaging? That's the aspect that we can't.
Yes, and I mean, I could look up like plastic clamshells, and that's doable, but you know, like we gotta print all those, and it's just, you know, I don't know. Like there's a lot of stuff that we could probably do. But I think it would be pretty cool if, you know,
oh no, that was doing so
good. Robert Carlson, my grandfather, asking, like, how about an RGB Video Masterclass graduation shirt? Well, I mean, we got to have all the courses first.
Well, there's never all the courses. I mean, this, you know, it's not supposed to have an end point per se. Ooh, is this the trick? Is this the trick? Is this it? Is this what I should have been doing?
I mean, maybe we could do something like, I'll do that when Analog Frontiers is done.
Yeah.
That's what I could say. Like,
when
Analog Frontiers is
done, you mean a shirt that says when Analog Frontiers is done?
Yeah. Just like in quotes.
Oh man, it's so sad. It's so embarrassing.
Or like, in my mailbox was this. Somebody said that earlier. Said,
in my mailbox
was this.
Was this. This.
You know, when the CRT calibration video is out. How about that? I mean, there's so many options, I'm sure.
All of them embarrassing.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I would definitely be interested to like field some ideas. We're always open to suggestions, as long as it doesn't have to have like our face. Like somebody, like a long time ago, this one company reached out and like they said, "Oh, we'll do like a, you know, the shirt. We'll like make a design." And I was like, "Okay, let me see what you come up with." And it's just like a cartoon version of us, and I'm like, "Ugh, like that does not look like something I want anybody to wear." Like, that's up there. Like I don't like. It's like, would I rather have that on a shirt or do a spot for me undies? I can't decide which one I would prefer to do last.
I feel like doing a spot for me undies would be
good material for a shirt.
Well, yeah. I feel like at least as embarrassing as it would be, at least there's something to laugh about there. Like putting your face on a shirt though, like what amusement do we get out of that?
None. Like, man, that's like, I don't know. Corpse 413 says a shirt that says, "Did you know there are over 150 Pokemon?" I mean,
that's it. You know, I bet a lot of people.
I would wear that. Did you know that there's over 150
Pokemon? I would wear that too.
Yeah, I would wear a shirt that was just the Pokemon logo, but it says Pokemon.
Yeah.
Instead of Pokemon. I mean, I would totally wear that shirt. It has like the Pokemon logo, but it has a
just like the Chromo Trigger logo.
Yeah, Chromo Trigger or Pokemon. Like I would buy. We would like quickly probably, you know, get in trouble for it, but it would be pretty funny.
I mean, it would fall under parody, but the fact of the matter is, parody is not a right; it's a defense. So
yeah,
therefore, if you don't have the means to take to court, then well, you can't.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Mellow Gaming saying like, how about a Nintendo GameCube T-shirt? That'd be like a real deep cut. That's like blooper reel deep cut.
I mean, in my mailbox is a blooper.
In my mailbox,
that's a blooper reel.
Yes. Nintendo's lawyers are already writing up a cease and desist just for the idea.
You are no longer allowed to think about this out loud on streams.
Yes. Don't get any fancy ideas. You pair super low res digitized overlaid on Pit Fighter backgrounds. I mean, maybe. Maybe it has to be closer to Guardians of the Hood. Madonna, she's saying, how about a shirt that says Poner? I mean, yes. It just says point of no return. You know. Please let me save before I hit the Poner. Ariel Mendoza with $20.
Wow.
Saying, I do the packaging too. I just finished up an item for Skydance with packaging. Lasered holofoil decals. I've been doing it for 20 plus years. I did some holos for a gin and whiskey company. Heck, I did Bob flipping a bird. Oh, you did the one shirt with him like flipping the bird, sticking up his middle finger, elongating his middle finger.
I mean, definitely send us an email.
Yeah,
definitely send us an email. That's the best way to get a conversation going.
Yeah. Or if you're like on the Discord, just shoot us a message in there too. Could you make VHS slip covers? I mean, we could talk about that. I mean, if I had an outlet for even here's what I would like to do. And it probably would be way too cost prohibitive. But if we're going to do like the VHS, I would love to have the cardboard slip covers. They're just like the ones you would buy and it like slides in the bottom. But I'm sure that's like impossible to get. You know, I have no idea how you would even do something like that. You could make one that's like a general thing, and I could put like random episodes on each tape, and people could order them, and you don't know what you're going to get because most people won't even watch them anyways, probably, or watch them once and be like, oh, that's kind of neat. But I think it would be kind of cool to put like unique combinations of episodes on every single one.
What didn't some of our episodes air briefly on like a local Cincinnati station?
Oh yeah, I put it on. So
I was gonna say was what if you what if we sent people off-air recordings on VHS?
That would be pretty cool.
With it just like handwritten on it, like
with all the commercials and stuff in there. With just like local access off-air recordings. That would be amazing. And I wonder how we could go about doing that.
Is that still going on? Is that still going on?
They are not showing them currently, but I did just recently see them at an event. Like my kids were like in this broadcasting club at school, and they won like this award, and we went to this thing where they give all these awards to like public access and locally created content. And the thing is that it doesn't have to be completely like, I mean, from what I understand, we could apply for that if we wanted to, and we could possibly win an award at this thing if it was good enough. If we wanted Analog Frontiers to show on there, I bet we could do that.
Interesting.
And we could probably submit it and like win, one of those awards. I did some freelance work like several years ago for the local access TV station, and they just like take various stuff. So I like submitted like a whole bunch of episodes, and they would show them like 3 days a week. Just like random combinations of episodes.
Like
I'm interested in this. So Arrow Mendoza says, nope, I can do them print, cut, emboss, all to original spec. I mean, this is something like we need to talk about. I mean, do you think that it would be cool if it was like you didn't know what episodes you were going to get? Or do you think I could have like certain ones to pick from maybe? And I could make a certain amount of each combination of episodes. I don't know. It'd be because it wouldn't even matter, and I think it would be kind of fun, people saying, "Oh, I got this one."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, so many options. I mean, because these VHS tapes are not going anywhere unless I do something with them.
Yeah, you could reclaim a whole lot of storage space.
Yes, a ton of storage space. It would be hilarious, a blind box but VHS. How about a tote bag that says you should buy that? You should get that. Or it can say, I'm going to get this, or I got this. Random episodes is fine. Picking would be cool. I mean, just because it would be challenging because I'd have to make them for each one. and that might be like harder to do. If I want to make the whole thing as authentic as possible. Mr. Dot saying, how about having one that says, I don't know if this game is good, but it's interesting.
That's definitely also Mr. Dots's mantra these days.
Shinja is saying a bundaroo, and I feel like that's more of that's a Game Dave thing.
Yeah.
I put on my bundaroos. Me bundaroos.
Me bundaroos. I mean, I keep imagining this like very British voice going, I lost me undies. Where'd me undies go? I can't find them.
Yes, I mean that'd be very funny.
And then maybe it turns out that Sandy was wearing me undies. I'm like, Sandy, give me back me undies.
I've just soiled my undies. Judge, I'll make it with $5. Thank you. Saying 2 MLiG shirts I'd buy. Too real to be real. I'm interested in this. The MLiG console logos is a winner. Well, I mean that's finally. I feel like we're getting some good ideas.
Yeah. I don't know like
me britches.
I don't know what like you do with too real to be real to make it visually interesting.
Yes, I mean it'd have to have something to do with the N64.
Yeah.
But I mean, certainly something I think that. Oh, Shadow Mask says I've got a good too real to be real logo for you. Is it the? It's not the real. I mean, maybe each word could be in a different console font, and just as long as the word "real" is the 3DO real. Like there's like
yeah, but
REAL.
Yeah, but the too real to be real has nothing to do with 3DO though.
But it could be everything. Maybe. I don't know.
Only N64 is too real to be real.
Yeah. Perhaps so.
Perhaps so.
Oh, I'm asking like link. Too real to be real. It's in a like a PVM 2050, 3050. 2050.
You know, I had to get a new CR2032 battery for my teleprompter remote today. And like
for your what?
For my teleprompter remote.
Oh.
I think I'd left it on for a really long time by accident at some point. And like I kept thinking like 2032, isn't it 2030? I was like thinking like the PVM 2030.
How about a shirt that just has this on it?
This?
Can't really. It's not that big, but saying, like, what if it's just that? What if it's just me doing the Popeye face?
Oh.
Glasses on?
I mean, you know, we made.
I want to get that made into stickers, and I'm going to upload that to be made with stickers. But I feel like I need to do a cleaner cutout of that.
Like, I mean, but you were just saying you didn't want to see your face on a shirt.
But that's different.
Like, what if, you know, we made, in fact, I don't know if I ever owned one. They were like the print-on-demand shirts that we made for the Backloggery many, many years ago. And remember we saw Marc's at the Missouri Game Con, and I believe he was wearing the Gentleman shirt, which was a design I made, it was like adapted from the Gentleman emote, but it didn't have like a a face. It was just like the monocle, the closed eye, the other closed eye, the mustache, and the pipe. And it, like, there was no like head. Like could you see your face? Like the contour of just like the bare essentials needed to make like that Popeye face. Like, there's your face is the Popeye face, but it's just that. Like, that I think would make a good design. Actually, you know what would be really funny? Would be, like, you doing the Popeye face on Master Higgins' body.
Yeah. Like slightly digitized, right?
Yeah. Like a pixel
Because didn't
version.
I do something like I did that like in the year, one of the year-end.
You
video,
like put
right?
it. You put Takahashi Meijin's real face on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like your
like
Popeye face is in the same ballpark as the Takahashi Meijin face.
Right. Well, let me see if I feel like I need to just make a better cutout of the Popeye face.
You know, those emotes are like by far the best thing to come out of that feature episode.
Oh, 100%. So if you want to see the full version, the 4K version of that Popeye face, it's right here. I think that'll work. So stupid. So stupid. But I mean, I want to get stickers made of that head. You know?
How would you feel about your
the 4K face? That's right.
About your kids putting like you doing the Popeye face with the feature glasses, like
that's
on their
different.
school books.
That's different. I feel like. There's also this one that I could also do. Like I could do all of these really. Do that one. So stupid. So stupid. Or, I mean, I guess I could probably do this one too. Like, I think this would make a good sticker also. All three of these I think would be good stickers.
Fully parked. There we go.
The first Popeye is the best one, I think. I don't need to get it on a shirt. Like, nobody is gonna wear that stupid shirt. But I think stickers are a different story. What are your favorite vehicles in this game? From Mr. Broken 30 is asking.
I mean, definitely the gyrocopter and the jetpack. I always found the hang glider to be a little more challenging and stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Birdman is like Birdman is gyrocopter, but with no, or not. Excuse me. Birdman is like hang glider, but with more control and no objectives, so it's kind of just fun.
Yeah. Isn't Birdman like Lil Wayne's mentor or something?
Oh. Why am I not hitting that? Come on.
Where's Popeye's shirt could be the gag money of the or gag gift.
The gag gift of the millennium.
Corey's grandpa would love to wear a shirt with his favorite Cranston's face on it. No, I feel like the faces, like the stickers, would be a good starting point. But I feel like
what about Coury Popeye face Christmas sweater?
maybe, but like embroidered in.
Yeah, like
he's so stupid.
But it's an ugly Christmas sweater. That's like the point.
Yeah,
and then
that is,
and it could say on it, "Somebody got that for Christmas."
Yeah, and we're gonna say somebody got this.
Somebody got this for Christmas.
Yes.
Like, you know, like that should be like in the small print of anything we do, like a Blu-ray or a VHS tape. Like on the small print on the back, it just says, "Somebody got this for Christmas."
Yes. I don't know. That's probably overestimating my own appeal.
You might be surprised.
Deformed Conscious is saying, shirt idea is a drawing of a wall outlet with 2 power strips, 20 AC adapters, and a huge spaghetti pile of cords. And it says My Life in Gaming. Or sticker idea, what's in your SCART? What's in your SCART?
Like I kind of like the idea of like actually taking the idea of a jumble of wires and like somehow making it look artful.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think about like the old intro where it was like had the grabbing different controllers out of the jumble of wires at the very end of the intro.
I sort of forgot about that. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that.
You know what? Like, as we've been like making all these old live streams public and going back through them, it is like blowing my mind that as recently as like 2020 or 2019, 2020, like these streams were 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand. Like, I remember when we moved it earlier.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we can be done by like, then we can be done by like 10 o'clock or whatever.
Or, well, we meant to be done by 11, but, and sure, we go a little longer, but like, we were regularly going till midnight, like even when we started at 9.
But there's a lot of those I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only 2 hours long. I mean, does anybody that is watching right now remember when the streams were 2 hours long? Because it was not that long ago, really.
It's weird how, like, when you change something like that, how quickly you forget. Like, when we started the Backloggery streams, like we did, like my streams on one night and Drum streams on another night. I actually forget what nights they even were. Like we each had our own stream night.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like wow, like I don't remember. I just don't even remember what that was like. Like it's just so strange to think
like
back
a
on
lifetime
it.
ago.
Yeah.
My face and Master Higgins' body overlaid on the Dragon Wing cart. I mean, maybe. So Henry Clark is saying that my Mario 3 stream like opened up the gate. Maybe it did, but I mean like really opened it up, like blew it wide open. Because that was like the longest stream ever, I think.
But was that before or after we switched to?
That was before, because we switched to 8, like it must have been 2 years now.
Yeah, but gosh, it feels like we've been doing it. I mean, 8 just feels.
I know.
8 feels right. You know?
Totally. But it's just amazing to me that, you know, looking back to these streams, it's unbelievable to me. I could probably look at the streams and just see when it really started happening. let me do that right now. I can tell when we started going for 3 hours, like regularly, 3 to 4 hours. I mean, it wasn't like a steady climb. I mean, well, 2020, we were at 3 hours 40 some minutes. Okay, so it looks like the last stream that was, oh no, that one's 2 hours. That was under 3 hours. Was the Ace Combat 7 VR missions on December 23rd, 2019. That one was 2 hours 58 minutes. But like before that, you know, like the Rastan stream in November of 2019 was 2.5 hours. Hellfire stream or Hackfire was 2 hours 35 minutes. So when was the last stream that was like right, like?
Oh.
Like Valis 4 for the PC Engine on September 15th, 2019 was 2 hours and 19 minutes.
Really?
I mean,
wow.
Yeah, the eSWAT on the Analog Mega SG with DAC on August 18th, 2019 was 2 hours and 9 minutes long. Isn't that crazy?
Are there any under 2 hours?
No, I think that we had always gone for 2 hours. I mean, some are closer to 3 hours, but I mean, 2019 seems to be when it really, we were doing 2 hour streams. I wonder when we changed. Does anybody remember when we changed? Because
I feel like it was just like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. This game is running on real hardware, Mr. Broken 30.
Mm-hmm.
I have to use the bathroom. You're a bit.
I would love to do a stream testing out stuff on the Mr. Core sometime. That's a really fun idea. That is, if Coury wasn't sure earlier, he was saying he wasn't sure if like you might need a dual RAM or if dual RAM would make a difference. I don't think so, though. From the very few things I've heard about it. Okay, I need to retry this because I haven't hit him once, and my time would be too bad. Why not try Nintendo Online? Because I don't have the expansion pass. I've never tried N64 games on Switch, other than Super Mario 64 and 3D All-Stars. This is not N64 digital because my N64 digital is hooked up on the OLED downstairs, and I'm playing on my PVMs upstairs. This is actually the system that has the Ultra HDMI in it, except I'm not using Ultra HDMI. It's not even actually hooked up. This is just, it's actually a basic RGB mod that doesn't even have deblur in it. It's like one of those that just like uses one of those real simple circuits because it's like a, you know, an early model system. Doesn't have deblur, but I'm using optimized sampling on the Retrode 5X, which looks identical to RGB deblur. So that's what you're seeing. But I'm playing on my PVM where I don't have deblur, but you know, deblur is less important on a CRT in my opinion.
We always last at least 2 hours. It's just kind of amazing. I don't think that there's anything under 2 hours that wasn't.
Just like a special something.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the stuff was like there's a lot.
Like what about the streams where like the PS5 launch stream that didn't really go too well. We moved it to Twitch.
Yeah.
Because like for some reason like my internet was just like not cooperating.
Yeah. The episode debrief. Even those were 2 hours. Like everything was like 2 hours or so. And that's back when we used to like change games like constantly.
Right. Like it wasn't about just like sitting down and settling in with a game.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, we changed games a lot still, but you know, back then it was like, oh, we're just going to do all this stuff.
Well, in fact, I like, you know, it's getting to the point where sometimes it's like, have we streamed this game before? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Like I checked that today, like, have I streamed this before? And I actually, there was, I don't know if it was considered an episode debrief, but there's like an N64, I think it was like a debrief for like the N64 RGB episode, because I was just like playing a bunch of N64 games in RGB or Ultra HDMI or something like that. I forget exactly what. Actually, the Ultra HDMI wasn't out when we did that episode, so I was probably just playing an RGB because I was borrowing, you know, a pre-release Ultra HDMI for that episode.
Right.
And then I actually got my Ultra HDMI put in like December, I think.
Aero Mendoza, it does, like, for some reason, it doesn't.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
It doesn't let you'll have to send it like separately. It's not showing up here.
Wait, oops, I think I accidentally chose another.
I just up-res the Coury Popeye face to 8K.
Whoa!
That's too real to be real.
That is too real to be real.
But I need to make a good cut out of that so I will make stickers of the Popeye face. It doesn't even just have to be my head. Should it just be my head, or should it be my shoulders too? I feel like the shoulders would work in it, and you put like kind of like the white outline around me.
I don't know. I feel like just the head.
Yeah, the head would work. I feel like that head could be like, it's the Popeye face, but it's also very trollish.
Yeah.
You know? Just the head, upper body.
You know, after seeing your Popeye face, you know, I've never seen the Robin Williams Popeye movie. I bet.
Oh, really?
I bet if I saw that now though, after seeing you do a Popeye face, I bet I would be very disappointed by Robin Williams' Popeye face. I bet I'd be like, Coury Carlson is a better Popeye than Robin Williams.
Okay, so Aero Mendoza sent me this, my face that says "Strong to the Finch." I don't know it. Oh, Finch. Strong to the Finch. I see Finch for some reason when I looked at it, and it's like it's made for finches, but humans can drink it too. I'm not sure if Dustin is in the chat today, but he, like, a while back, he shared with me this video. It's like, it's definitely not the kind of stuff I like watch on YouTube, but it's like this a channel called Infrabren, and this guy just wears like camera glasses and he goes into Walmart and strikes up like random conversations with people.
Oh,
and
no.
his whole point is to like make them uncomfortable.
Mm.
And he has like different beverages that he drinks that are just like beer, but they have like different logos on them that like make them sound really gross. Like one that he's like walking around with called it's called Finch tuna juice. And he's like always cracks it open. He's like, "Oh, you want a sip of this?" And he cracks it open and he's like, "It's made for finches, but humans can drink it too."
Finch tuna juice.
Yeah.
What?
And he says it over and over and over again. But he sells a shirt that is like the can logo, and it says it's made for humans, or it's made for finches, but humans can drink it too. And I kind of really want to get one. It's very odd because of the way that he speaks is like really uncomfortable. I think he speaks very clearly, but he like always laughs. He's like, and it's like weirdly, it's got a weird appeal to it because it's like so weird. It's just like, it's bizarre. It's called Infrabren. And when I was I was looking at this this DM from Ariel Mendoza, but I saw it below that you sent a photograph of that neon white trial version.
Oh yeah.
Straight to Annapurna Interactive.
I did. I
know, and like,
because I was just like, this needs to be fixed. Like, I didn't know, like, what would be the best route to do. Like, John tweeted about it and everything. So like, this was, I think this was the same day. This was the same day that all this Unity garbage started.
Yeah.
So Neon White is like, I guess, a pretty high-profile Unity game that came out, I think, last year. It was like really well regarded. You like move super fast, and you know it's kind of cool. And you know it was on like John's like best games of 2022 list.
Yeah.
And so you know that definitely had it on my radar. I saw there was going to be a physical copy. I think it was I am 8-bit, I think.
Yeah.
And it was available. It's still available, I think, for pre-order, like, to buy the actual, version that they will ship directly from 8-bit, not 8-bit though, I am 8-bit.
Yeah.
But the version to Best Buy got there sooner. I had pre-ordered, so I was able to pick it up on Tuesday. PS5 version. I take it home and install it, and I want to take a peek at it. And it says in teensy tiny text in the corner, it says trial version. And it just like says this perpetually at all times. And I show it to John Linneman, and he's like, I'm like, this is on the screen at all times. Like, what is causing this? And like, my thought was like, I was thinking it was like the version info, like, sometimes like dev builds have like, beta 0.42, whatever. And, I thought like, oh, this was like for like a demo version of the game or something. And like, they forgot to disable that when they built the version for the physical disc. And then John figured out, it's when you are using a trial version of Unity and you build a game, like if it's not a licensed version of Unity, it'll say trial version in the corner. Somehow this gets through. Like, I don't know who built. Was it Annapurna? Was it I am 8-bit? Who did the build for the disc? Who submitted it? Who reviewed it? Obviously they didn't do their job. I think I heard that the Switch version doesn't have it, but the PS5 version was built with an unlicensed version of Unity, and it says so on this game that shipped to Best Buys around the country. And that's unbelievable. And I hope it gets patched.
And it still hasn't been patched. It hasn't been fixed.
Oh, I don't know how long it takes for patches to go through. Like, you know, to pass like Sony certification or whatever. I don't know how long that takes. So yeah, that was an all-around bad time Unity day, wasn't it? Like, I'm kind of worried. Here's credits, by the way. I actually didn't, going into this, I didn't necessarily expect that I was going to be able to beat it in a stream. I was just going to play around, but there you go. But anyway, what was I saying? What were we talking about? Neon White, Unity?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm like kind of worried, like, is there going to be like a Unity apocalypse where
I don't know, they just said that they just had to release a statement that says, you know, it's like, it's stupid. It says, "We have heard you. We apologize for the confusion and angst the runtime free policy we announced on Tuesday caused. We are listening, talking to our team members, community, customers, and partners, and we'll be making changes to the policy. We will share an update in a couple of days. Thank you for your honest and critical feedback."
But like the trust is gone, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so
why
I
would
mean,
they ever...
it's over. But like my concern was, well, hopefully what they changed there could prevent this from happening. But I'm like, is there going to be a situation where like a crap ton of Unity games are going to be deleted from storefronts? Like, and you know, and then like, okay, what Unity games are on physical media? And like that you might be interested in, do we need to like be looking for those games and buy them like before, you know, the price could potentially shoot up?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to buy something that I'm not personally interested in, but like it makes me think like, oh, is there anything I've been like putting off buying that could possibly be Unity that, you know, I suspect, though, like most of the games that would be a real issue would be like, I mean, it would be like mobile games and stuff like that, where they would really be on the hook for a lot of money, probably. But like, you know, it could be an issue in the console space too. I mean, you know, right. they were, you know, I saw people, they said like, oh, developers won't be on the hook for Game Pass installs. And it's like, yeah, okay, so do you think Microsoft's going to assign your game for Game Pass? If they're going to have to pay 20 cents per install? No.
Yeah.
Like...
in addition to what they're probably giving them.
Yeah. It's like, no. That's not going to happen. Microsoft is not going to put Unity games on Game Pass anymore. But yeah, so I mean, hopefully that statement actually is meaningful in terms of the games that are already out there. But in terms of the future of Unity, I mean, the future of Unity, especially like for console games, I think, because like a lot of this, I think, boils down to they want a cut of the pie when people are using, you know, gotcha practices on mobile, right? That's what they really want. That's what they really want, I think.
Yeah.
And so for just like good, honest console games, you know, like that's like my impression is what this tells me, whether they walk it back or not, what this tells me, they don't care about just like indie developers, who, are making their dream game and, spending 3 to 5 years making their dream game in Unity with no microtransactions and putting it out there. And they don't care about piddly little stuff like that. They want a piece of the bigger pie is what they're looking to get. And so I think they're just saying a message of like, if you're developing that kind of game that isn't like hyper monetized, then you're not worth our time. So
yeah,
like they're almost like trying to say like, get off our platform.
But I mean, from some of the stuff that was kind of going on around the other day, it seems like it's not just because of that guy. He's like more of a fall guy for like these investors.
Oh, John Riccatello, or however you say his name. Like, yeah, apparently.
No, it's not. It's not even him. It's like the people.
There's like some
the board.
Apparently, there's like multiple like really scummy people on the board. I clicked on a tweet that was like listing like the 3 main people that were part of the problem. I saw someone reply. These all sound like all of these names sound like someone that's hanging out at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is maybe not. You don't want people from the Mos Eisley Cantina on your board, So it's a wretched hive of scum.
Shares of stock before they announced the change. So it feels like he knew that it was not going to go well, and he's basically like, "I'm going to sell this before." Like, I mean, that's insider trading. But I mean, if he's the CEO of the company, it doesn't matter.
What I heard, I mean,
Is the CEO of a company not responsible for insider trading? Probably. I don't know.
I mean, I heard an argument, or at least this is the defense that is common supposedly, is apparently like it's like normal or maybe even required for like board and management to like regularly trade shares of their own company or something like that. And so they have like throughout the year like pre-scheduled sales of their stock. Mm-hmm. And so that's their defense, is like, oh, well, this trade was already scheduled. But then the counter argument I saw to that was, well, also you could time this announcement to when you knew your shares were going to be traded. And now whether that gets you in trouble or not, I don't know.
Right.
Like the whole thing about insider trading is like so bonkers to me. Like I cannot imagine. I mean, obviously, I guess it's probably very, obviously people who are big into, managing stocks and people who are like, company CEOs and board members and stuff. They're obviously into risk reward stuff, right? With their money. So I guess this wouldn't bother them, but like I cannot imagine like dealing with shares of a company that I was a part of, that to the point where I could be accused. I would stay so far away from shares of my own company just because like the possibility of you being accused of that. But I'm not an economics guy. Like I just don't understand it at all. So but to me, it's just like that is way too risky. Like I would just.
I mean, the guy
I just wouldn't touch it.
Enough money that like multiple generations of his family is going to be set for life.
Oh, absolutely. So like I don't even understand.
That's like the thing that just like gets me. It's like you need to have more.
Yeah,
more, like multiple generations.
Yeah, I mean,
at least your family is going to be good for at least, if everything just like stayed the way it was, for at least like 500 years.
If I had the money he has, I would certainly not feel driven to be like still playing the CEO game. Like what how is that enriching your life when you could be like, I don't know, spending time with your family and like traveling the world or something. Like more like self-fulfilling and enriching than being a CEO.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just ain't my mindset.
Legal Eagle play video games. Should have had him on tonight. I mean, I don't think the Legal Eagle will be slumming it with us.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, he does like, he's a lawyer guy. He does like different interesting court cases.
So I actually have another cart right here that was it last week? No, well it was the week before this past week. I grabbed when I stopped by. Me and my parents went did a little mountains day trip, and a couple of weeks ago, and there's a game store on the way back that I like to stop by real quick, and I grabbed an N64 game, which I've played. When it came out, I remember it being considered good, and then years later, I heard people say it wasn't that good. But it's a series that I've always had a soft spot for, and I actually just last week, like I very randomly got into another game in this series and beat it. First game in the series I've actually beaten. I remember playing this on an N64 and like EB back in the day, so. I've meant to buy this for
This better be good.
This better be good.
The amount of setup that took,
well,
this better be good.
You know how I am. I have to have a lot. I have to have a lot of setup to everything. I have to over-explain everything. Uh-oh, it didn't boot.
It's gonna be like Madden 99 or something. He's like, I thought I had to get it. Road Rash 64 probably. I wonder if that Road Rash.
Oh no! Why is it not booting? I cleaned it. It was like sparkling clean.
It's because it's a retro. It's fake. Yeah, you can just play the trial version of Neon White.
But
maybe this game that you got was a trial version.
Maybe. Oh no! Why is it not booting?
Mega X6 has been a member for 18 months. Thank you. It says, I saw a box copy of Mario 64 at my local GameStop for $34 or $39. Thought it was cool seeing N64 games at GameStop. I wonder if mine are, like, are they all carrying,
this is
like retro games now?
Ridiculous. Is there any, like, obvious grime on it?
Blowing into the controller?
Well, what a
Gee, I saw on your Blue Sky that you have COVID. You're doing okay?
Who's got COVID?
Madonna Sheehy has COVID.
Not fun. Well, this is a bummer. Why is this not working?
Listen, if it doesn't work, you can't tell us what it is. I don't want you to tell us what it is.
Okay, I'm going to go clean it one more time. But it was really, maybe they cleaned it with Brasso at the game store.
Maybe.
I'll go clean it one more time because it was clean. Like almost nothing
like warm water.
Almost nothing came off of it when I cleaned it earlier.
It's probably all like maybe something blew up inside of it. Yeah, get the cheese grater. Get the like the water blaster. What is it called? Like the pressure washer. Drop it into a blender. Light some candles. Yeah, like I feel like that, Sasquatch Time says push it in like 97% of the way. And yeah, like if it doesn't boot, I always like push it all the way down and kind of like raise up like one side a little bit. Or maybe the whole thing up. Oh, is the Joshua Helmick yet? Like, is that out yet, or when's that going to be out? And is it Time Gal and like what else is on it? The Cobra Command or whatever. I wish it had like. I wish I had a Road Blaster on it. But I'm sure there'll be a Volume 2 with Road Blaster. I mean, I love those games. I would totally buy the one with Road Blaster if they release that. It'd be cool if it had the Sega CD version on it also. Psychus says, I saw the Limit Run Games doing a physical remaster of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. Why? If you saw the preview, like Try and I are like interviewed for it, and I'm actually surprised that like my interview was like being used. I was not anticipating seeing myself in that trailer.
Oh, it's working.
All right, it's good. Let's see it. And it's Madden 99. There it is. Namco. It's the Namco Museum.
No.
Namco Museum.
It's Ridge Racer. It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer.
Yeah, didn't you like? I saw you say that you had like played all the way through Ridge Racer 7 recently.
Yeah, I don't remember mentioning that to you actually.
I saw you mention it in the Discord that you had like spent.
Oh yeah.
Like it's good. I played through most of the way through the Grand Prix mode last year.
Yeah.
I didn't put it in the year-end video because I like just didn't have time for it.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, funny enough, this is by Nintendo Software Technology, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard did F-Zero 99.
Oh, interesting.
I have a very vivid memory, though, of like briefly playing this in like EB Games back in the day. But I've never like so. Like, I kind of have a funny history with Ridge Racer, because back in high school, my dad went on a business trip, and when he came home, he had like a greatest hits copy of Ridge Racer. He gave it to me, which was like, it was weird because like my dad when you all are when you're like at a convention or something, you're always like, oh, I gotta get something for my kids, right?
Yeah.
But like my dad like never really. Like that was just never like a tradition. Like when, like he went out. I mean, he didn't go out of town a lot, but like that was just never like a tradition. And but for whatever reason, like I'm guessing he just like had time to kill and was like was in a mall and saw Babbage's and saw like, you know, like a shelf of like $10 PlayStation games or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I had any interest in it. I was just like, oh, thanks. And I played it, I'm like, this is all right. I don't quite.
And you're like, but it's got the greatest hits screen. So I'm gonna get rid of this gift.
Well, yeah. So eventually, I did. Which is terrible, right? Because
you have it now, though, again?
No, I've got Ridge Racer 4, which has the 1080i version included. But like, I don't have just like a standalone Ridge Racer on PS1 anymore. Yeah, like, I mean, I definitely shouldn't have, but, like, eventually I did get rid of it at some point. I did feel a little guilty about it. But anyway, so, like, that was just kind of a really weird, like, first, like, encounter with the series. But then, you know, I wasn't planning to get a PSP at launch, and I didn't, but I got one, like, just a couple of weeks later, because a friend talked me into it. But there wasn't a lot of stuff to get at launch, of course, so so I got the Ridge Racer game. I was like, this is really good. And I also got, actually...
You meant to say 480i, Bagishmet, not 1080i.
Not bad, but you can do better.
Sorry. Oh, did I say 1080i?
Yeah. I heard it too, but I didn't say
give it another shot. Sure, why not? But anyway, so
3, 2, 1, go!
It's kind of funny how that light that starts the race has scan lines in it. But anyway, so I actually, now that I think about it, I may... Didn't the PSP come out in like February or March? Like,
right? It came out during a period of like where I was not playing it.
Right. Well, I want to say the DS came out in like November 2004, and then the PSP probably came out in like February or March the next year. So just like 3 months later, basically.
Okay.
And so I think, because again, also on the DS, not a lot of games to play at launch, and so I got Ridge Racer. I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. And you know, I liked it enough. I never finished it, but I liked it enough that, like, I also got the Ridge Racer game on PSP when I got my PSP a few months later.
Right.
And I was like, this is really good. But again, I never like finished it. And you know, I've since learned that I'm not sure if it's Ridge Racer 5 or if it's the PSP game that kind of introduced like the drift and nitrous system that kind of became like Ridge Racer's always been about drifting, but like I forget exactly when, because like John's Ridge Racer video kind of explains it, but I forget the specifics. Like the way you initiate a drift kind of changed, either PS2 or PSP. I have never...
It used to be like a double tap, I think.
I've never... Oh, okay, see, I just tried a double tap now. That seems possibly effective. But it just like... The way that it is on the PSP game and on Ridge Racer 7 on PS3, and no, I assume Ridge Racer 6 on 360, because I think Ridge Racer 7 is basically like more like a complete edition of Ridge Racer 6, is my understanding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried like the PS1 games a bunch. I never can really get a handle on them. You know, obviously I don't quite have a handle on this one either, but like Ridge Racer 7 is just like a sublime experience. It's just like it is crazy how good that game is. Like it feels so good to play. And like I am not like I like really struggle with modern racing games, like real car racing games, even though they're not like real cars, but they're like aesthetically real cars. And Ridge Racer, like I've always struggled with, but like something about the way those games feel, the way the drifting feels, it's so good, and the balance of how like the nitrous system works, like it gives you that capability to really get ahead that is a little tougher in an earlier Ridge Racer game like this that doesn't have the nitrous system.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like there's like 14 Grand Prix things. Like I found the other types of races in Ridge Racer 7, I found them to be a lot more difficult than the actual Grand Prix. Like the Grand Prix were kind of easier because you could afford to have like a really big screw up on a race, and as long as you did good on the others, like you could still get by.
Right.
Gosh, it's so good. Like it's so good. Like
you should try 4 when you get a chance. I wonder if people feel like that's the best one. I feel like that one is just like the whole interface, like the entire experience, I think feels like really cohesive.
Well, I kind of felt
it's like designed in a way that is like a Persona game, kind of like how it has like a very specific look to like how all the menus are and stuff.
I mean,
and it's like kind of keeps that visual design throughout everything in that game, and it's really cool.
I mean, I felt a similar way about 7, where it's just like it's just an extremely high quality presentation. You know, it's load times are really short. The menu is attractive and snappy. It's just a really, really, really good game, and it has me really wanting to play more Ridge Racer and finally like see if I can learn to get more of a grip on the drift mechanics of the earlier games. It's just it's so easy, but it feels so satisfying to drift in 7. And also the PSP games as I recall.
Yeah.
So it just feels really good. I have the PS2 game, but I forget if I've ever tried it.
I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I think the drifting in Outrun 2 is better than the drifting in like any of the Ridge Racer games I've played.
I mean, it's pretty good, but Ridge Racer 7 just feels absolutely incredible to play, I think. What was I gonna say? I actually tried the other night. I tried Need for Speed Unbound on Game Pass just to give it a try.
Oh yeah, I have that actually. I bought that.
And like I don't mean to like diss it at all, but it's just like so not for me.
Oh, I knew that you would like I think it's really cool that it has a like a story mode, and that makes me interested in playing more of it.
I really like.
I was like, oh, you like Try would like hate this story mode.
I mean, I like the visual design. I think the characters look cool. Like the shell cell shading style looks cool, and like mixing like that like colored smoke stuff. But just like not even just the story mode, but like just the feel. Like it's got drifting, but it doesn't feel to me. But I think to a more experienced racing game fan, I think the way that it controls would feel fine. But like it's got a similar drift and nitrous system to Ridge Racer, but it just compared to what I just played on Ridge Racer 7, like it feels terrible to me. I'm sure it is a great game for people who are looking for that kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, it does not seem like a game for me at all. But like Ridge Racer has always been, even though 7 was just now the first one that I had actually finished, like Ridge Racer to me has always like it's always been the quote unquote real car or real car like series that's called to me the most, aside from like Cruising. Like in terms of something that's a little more grounded than Cruising, but not too grounded to the point where I'm just like, well, this is no fun to control, right? Like it hits a sweet spot, and it's always been the racing series that I've overall been the most interested in. Although what I've played of like Dirt 5, I really like, and I really liked the Top Gear games. I liked renting the Top Gear games on N64 back in the day. I thought they were pretty good. But
yeah.
Christopher Foss says Ridge Racers and Onward has a totally unique drifting style. I don't think there's anything like it. It says if you're balancing on a rail, which isn't exactly realistic, but feels so unique. I love it. Yeah, I mean, it's like something about it just like if it's so intuitive, and it in some ways it's so effortless, but there is a finesse to it that you have to manage. But it feels so right. It just feels so good, so right. It is a crazy good game. Anyone who has a PS3 and has never played Ridge Racer 7, even if you've never played another Ridge Racer, like, even if you don't really play racing games, like, I just thought it was an incredible experience. I booted it up really just to test stuff on the RetroTink 4K, because I knew it was like a 1080p native game on PS3, and I just thought that would be a cool thing to check out. And I just kind of got hooked because I'm just like, it's a really, I just can't say enough good things about it. It's just so fun to play, even if you're not a big racing fan.
Yeah. See, we got like a last minute $10 from Seabass Nap. Thank you.
Oh.
Saying one of my favorite forgotten racing games was Kinetica on PS2. Remember that one? And
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I always get that and Extreme G messed up in my head, I think.
Oh.
And he says also probably up Miami yesterday, and we'll get our revenge on Cincy next month.
Maybe before we hang it up here, since you mentioned Extreme G, I have the means to boot this up.
What? To play Extreme G? Do we need to play Extreme G? I guess so. I guess it's already happened. It's already gotten up. And before we end here in a little bit. If anybody didn't see that I mentioned it earlier, but if you wanted to watch like the little preview of my setup tour, like the first almost 9 minutes of the episode, wanted to watch it like after the stream or whatever, you can do so by using this link. Yeah.
Oh no, could not be saved. Come up here, Sandy.
That's it, and that is a yes.
I'm pretty sure I rented this back in the day, and I don't have it anymore, but I used to have the GameCube version of Extreme G 3. But I've never played a whole lot of it. Like, I've never, like, I would like to, like, like this and Wipeout, I would really like to play them a lot more. Oh, I guess the Z button is go. I'd like to get more into games like this, but I've never really taken to like a futuristic racer outside of F-Zero. Like, and specifically like F-Zero X and F-Zero GX. Although I enjoyed my time with the GBA ones pretty decently. Something about, like, I forget if, like, is that an item? Was that a weapon I just had? I'm not sure. Like games like, does Wipeout have weapons? Wipeout has weapons, right?
Yeah. It's pretty basic, but it does, yeah.
But, like, I don't know, like, for some reason, like, when you've already got, like, high speed and everything, like, I feel like weapons are just, like, an element too many for like, a futuristic racing game to me. And I kind of want it to just be just straight racing, like, racing and boosting, like,
yeah.
Yeah. But, I did get Wipeout 64, which is considered quite a good one.
You should get do you have the Omega collection on the PS4?
That's actually the only Wipeout game I have. Like, I've tried Wipeout several times, and, like, it's never really clicked for me. But, again, it's like one of those things that's like, I want it to click, though.
Yeah. It's like almost like Tron Light Cycles.
This game?
Well, I mean, it doesn't. control like light cycles.
Yeah, I mean, have you played any Extreme G game?
No.
I forget if this was also on PlayStation. But like Extreme G3, I know it was also on PlayStation, and I think probably also Xbox. But I like I said, I had it on GameCube. It was okay, but it was like kind of just one of those things where it's like, it was early GameCube, and there wasn't a lot to play, so it was just kind of one of those things. It's like, oh, this seems neat. So I got that, but I'm pretty sure I read this back in the day. A game that I think I kind of like better than this actually is Aero Gauge. Which is another futuristic, more like a flying vehicle, and that on N64. That one's definitely an N64 exclusive.
Yeah. We about ready to wind it down.
I would say that's that. Oh hey, there's actually a password system, I guess, if you don't have controller
That's
pad.
cool.
That's yeah.
That's useful to know.
Yeah, it's not something I would really expect on N64. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thanks for everybody who donated tonight.
Look for our accessories video, like probably Friday or Saturday, I'd say.
Or at the latest.
At the
probably.
latest, yeah.
Yeah. If we can get it done or get it out earlier than that, then we certainly are going to do that. I hope everyone has a wonderful week ahead, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.